Elite Promotions is a family-owned company dedicated to providing effective, efficient, and quality promotional products to organizations just like yours. Elite Promotions will make it simple for you and quickly find the products that will give you a reason to use Elite. Elite Promotions is the official outfitter of the Grip and Rip Baseball League, dressing all 6 teams in the jerseys you see on the field and all of our official fan apparel. Be on the cutting edge. Be Elite. Elite Promotions, ElitePromo.com.
There's a certain magic here, one that can't be found anywhere else. You don't have to look all that hard to find it. It's on the flag-lined streets, in the packed pubs on game day, on the worn-down birds on bats, on cars, and on windows. It's in every memory, every celebration. Yeah, there's magic here in Cardinals Nation. Can you feel it? Sign up for Cardinals Checking with Central Bank and get your exclusive green embroidered Cardinals jersey and 2 game tickets. See bank for details.
Welcome to sunny and warm Springfield, Missouri, home of the Grip and Rip Baseball League for 2025 and home to Meadow Park, the backdrop for this one between the Nixa Suckers and the Ozark Mountain Ducks. The Christian County rivalry renews with the next chapter. Both teams coming into today's Week 5 clash, 2 wins against 2 defeats, identical win-loss records, and it is the first meeting in the course of 3 weeks between these 2 teams, and each game important as we hit the stretch run of the GRBL regular season. Just 7 regular season games as we get ready for the playoffs in October. So the Mountain Ducks and Suckers will meet here in Week 5. They will meet each other again on the final day of the regular season at high noon on September 28th. And both teams a little bit short-handed in the pitching department today. Ozark Mountain Ducks without their regular starter Cole Rourke, who is injured, and so they will call on the rookie right-hander from Barquisimeto, Lara, Venezuela, Brian Sanchez, to make his first GRBL start. Let's take a look at the lineups. Nixa Suckers are the visitors on the scoreboard today. They'll lead off with their center fielder Skylar Carter. Batting second is the GRBL's first ever Hall of Fame inductee, the second baseman Caleb Cole. Batting third is the player manager catcher Courtney Spitz. Batting fourth, the left fielder from Waynesville, Missouri, Trent Simpson. Batting fifth from Mount Vernon, Missouri, shortstop Logan Rycraft. In the 6th spot is the first baseman from Bolivar, Missouri, Zach Young. Batting seventh, wearing number 7, the third baseman Landon Clark. In the 8th spot from Griffith, Indiana, Jamar Averyhart. He'll start in right field today. Batting ninth is the extra hitter from Caracas, Venezuela, Arturo Leyendo. And batting in the 10th spot and pitching from Sleeper, Missouri, Big Daddy Beef Seth Burns. The Ozark Mountain Ducks, the home team on the board in their royal blue jerseys with royal blue caps with yellow bills and white pants today. They'll operate from the third base dugout, and they will lead off with their second baseman, Brett Gallion. In the 2 spot, wearing number 2 from Waynesville, Missouri, the extra hitter, Trey Simpson. In the 3 position is the center fielder. He is from St. Peters, Missouri, Joe Emery. Batting fourth and playing right field, Josh Scribner. Batting fifth, the third baseman from Springfield, Missouri, the Godfather, Tony Lewis. In the 6th position, playing shortstop, number 16, Josh Engler. Batting seventh and playing first base is Austin Kendrick, the Mountain Ducks player manager. Batting 8th is the left fielder from Rose Hill, Kansas, Ben Hammett. Batting 9th and catching from Republic, Missouri, Creed Smiley. And batting 10th is the pitcher. He is on the mound right now, number 12, Brian Sanchez. I'm Rance Berger, my partner for this one, Justin Loudon. And Justin, both teams having to make some changes in the pitching department. It's Brian Sanchez getting the baseball for the Mountain Ducks, opposite GRBL veteran Seth Burns for the Nixa Suckers. They have been using Jake Uber in that spot, but today it's Seth Burns.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brian looks good. His first couple outings that I've seen him, looking at the lineups, it's kind of the same as every week right now.
Yeah, there's not a lot of surprises other than pitching.
Exactly.
But yeah, Brian Sanchez has been good over 6 innings. He's allowed 1 earned run, 6 hits, 9 strikeouts, hasn't walked anyone. So a 1.50 ERA from this rookie from Barquisimeto, Lara, Venezuela, who now resides in Springfield, Missouri. First pitch was low and outside to the left-handed Skylar Carter, ball 1. But Brian Sanchez, fastball, slider, una curva, as they say in South America. There's a strike. That was not la curva. That was heat.
Straight heat.
Gasolina.
You know, he doesn't have it easy. The first 2 Hall of Famers with Skylar Carter and Caleb Cole.
Yeah, you know, the Suckers lineup really 1 through 4 is pretty lethal. You know, after that, you could say maybe it gets a little bit easier, but really not anybody in this lineup you point to and say, like, this is the spot where we get our easy outs.
No, definitely not. They're solid all the way down through 1 through 10.
Yeah,
they're going to get their hits. I mean, even all the way down there at number 10 with Seth Burns.
It's a Nixa team that has scored 30 runs over the course of its first 4 games. That actually leads the Grip and Rip Baseball League. Problem for the Suckers is that they've conceded 19. You know, that's not awful, but they've conceded some poorly timed runs as Brian Sanchez gets Skylar Carter on strikes.
That was the curveball.
No easy feat. Yes, la curva. Well, it's been fun watching Brian Sanchez just figure it out. It's like watching a guy who's been dropped into a strange place, showed up really legitimately not knowing a soul, and has had to overcome, you know, the language barrier and a whole lot of other stuff. But he is finding success here in the Grip and Rip.
First ever GRBL Hall of Famer,
yep.
Caleb Cole.
Caleb Cole from Lee's Summit, Missouri. It's not quite as exciting as Barquisimeto, Lara, but Caleb makes the most of it. Now lives in Fair Grove, so just up Highway 65 on a cattle ranch. And what a comeback year he's having. 6 for 10, 8 runs scored, a double and an RBI. Has also drawn 4 walks.
And there's a reason why he's a Hall of Famer.
Swings and slices one. Yeah, just, you know, average is good, on-base percentage is better. And when he gets on, he's got 3 steals in his first 4 games. Just doing a lot of things well is Caleb Cole. 71 hits all time.
I know this is the, what do they call it, the backyard brawl?
That's what they call the high school football game when the Ozark Tigers play the Nixa Eagles. We just kind of call it the Highway 14 rivalry. As there's
like it.
Oh, goodness. Josh Engler overthrows his first baseman, Austin Kendrick, who almost got Caleb Cole on the backside. And now that's 2 GRBL originals are going to chat about that. But E6 goes up on the board, and the Suckers have their first runner. Like I mentioned, 3 steals, so
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, you can't give one to Caleb Cole.
You know,
and yeah, you can see it's Ozark versus Nixa, but there are just a lot of players who have a lot of histories, and you can see Courtney Spitz right now is saying something to the Ozark catcher Creed Smiley. So these guys have kind of, even though we don't have a lot of players from Ozark and Nixa natively on these teams, they're definitely embracing the rivalry, and they've kind of made Suckers Mountain Ducks its own thing here in the GRBL.
And not to mention, we also have the Simpson brothers are playing against each other today.
It is a Simpson Bowl today. We had the Kaufman Bowl last week. Today it's Trent versus Trey. Trey Simpson for the Mountain Ducks, his older brother Trent on the Nixa Suckers. All kinds of reasons why you should be excited for this one. 2-0 to Courtney Spitz. He is the league's MVP, but Brian Sanchez probably doesn't know that, so he's just going to be aggressive in his approach.
Exactly.
I mean, he knows this is the number 3 hitter, so you could kind of see he nibbled a little bit there. Throwing a 2-0. Caleb Cole feigned a takeoff, and then Spitz swung late over the top. That was a slider from Sanchez.
I noticed Sanchez actually went back to his striped socks again this week. Last week he had the solids.
The stirrups. It's kind of old school. Shook off something from Creed Smiley. Now sets up from the belt. Steps and fires. Maybe he should have gone with what Creed had put down the first time.
Exactly.
3-1.
Creed calls a good game. He's very... I know that normally he's working with Cole Rourke
Mm-hmm.
and everything, but he does a really good job calling the game and keeping the pace up.
They set Spitz up out, and then Sanchez missed running one in. So an error and then a walk after a leadoff strikeout to Carter.
Looks like we got our officials back that are our normal 1-2 punch.
Indeed, yeah. Ed Browning and Brian Lozano. It is Lozano on the bases with Browning calling the balls and strikes, getting a timeout for a wardrobe adjustment. Caleb Cole is the runner on second for the Suckers. Took his belt off and now has put it back on. Mountain Ducks are going to take advantage and go talk this over. Tony Lewis out to interpret for the catcher Creed Smiley to talk to Brian Sanchez. I think Creed is learning some baseball Spanish, but they're still going to summon Tony over for the important parts.
We need some help. No, Creed does a good job trying to, do the best he can with just
gestures
yeah.
and universal sign language. And the universal language of baseball helps too, as Trent Simpson looks at a strike.
Whatever he said was a strike, so
the pep talk paid off. Trent 4 for 15 in his first 4 games of 2025. Usually about a hit per game at least is pretty reliable. Swung on and missed at a Sanchez heater there. So with 2 runners on and 1 out, Trent Simpson has fallen behind 0-2. This game just 5 minutes old.
it is a warm one for sure.
Yes, indeed. 91, the daytime high, and I think we are at it. With about a 33% relative humidity, making it feel like about 93. We got some wind on the you're not seeing wind out on the flags in the outfield, but you can kind of look around the concourse and see
some of these leaves blowing around.
Yeah, a little bit of assorted baseball debris down there. 1-2 to Simpson, swung on and missed. So Brian Sanchez bowed his neck and got his second strikeout there. Not out of the woods. Still got 2 on, 2 out, and the batter is Logan Rycraft. Sponsored by Foundation Recovery Systems, second-year player from Mount Vernon, Missouri. Now resides in Nixa. Played his college baseball at Northwest Missouri State.
Logan's a good dude. Him and I have actually spent most of our day today together on the golf course. So, needless to say, I was joking when I told him that hopefully he plays better on the baseball field than he did the golf course.
Did you have to get the big shoulders out and carry him today?
It was... No, he did really well. He actually a lot better than I thought. But I will say him teeing off the tee box was a little rough to watch. I mean, we could just point, and that's where it was going. It was going way right. But no, we had a good time out there.
1-0 to Rycraft. Caleb Cole has stepped up the dancing. Rycraft pulls this one. It is getting down. Sliding grab by Emery. No, and then the ball caroms. Caleb Cole is going to score. Suckers sending it. Spitz comes home. It is 2-0 for the Fish. They jump out to an early lead in the first 7 minutes of the ball game. Top of the first. 2 RBI base hit for Logan Rycraft.
Great piece of hitting. I thought Joe was going to come up with it.
He laid out and then just kind of caught, looked like it caught off of his cleat and kicked. And that took away the chance for the left fielder Ben Hammett to come up with it and potentially keep at least 1 run off. Instead, it's Rycraft at second, advancing on the throw. Spitz was able to gun it all the way around, first to home. And it's 2-0 Suckers. Zach Young looks at a called strike. That was La Curva from Brian Sanchez as he's pitching the big man backwards here.
I believe Zach Bolivar, correct?
Yep, Zach Young went to Bolivar High School, teammates with Jared Brashler, and then went to Missouri State University. played ball there. He is 41 years old, lived in Iowa for about a decade, but moved back closer to home. He and his family now live in Willard, Missouri, and he works for MoDOT, the Missouri Department of Transportation.
He actually was on one of the Springfield Mets championship teams.
Yes, he was. 2023, had 10 hits for the Mets that year, including a bomb. That was, I remember on draft day, it's totally on me. I just didn't remember much about what Zach had done at his tryout, but Brock Chaffin looked at me and said, "That Zach Young is good." And so Brock took him, and sure enough, he was good. Yeah, he had 10 hits in 8 games.
He is a big man.
He is that, but he's a very kind man when you get to know him, but definitely an imposing force out on that baseball field, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And, he was actually teammates with Jared Brashler. I believe, wasn't that his rookie year?
Yeah, that was the 23 Mets. You're absolutely right. So pretty funny, and really, Jared Brashler, a big reason why Zach found his way out here. They had apparently had some secret training sessions in and around Willard, Missouri, where Zach could kind of get a feel and get the lay of the land in the GRBL before he came out and played in his first games. But he had been playing some men's league baseball up in Iowa. As the runner goes, Sanchez pays him no mind, and he ends up inadvertently throwing one high and tight to Young.
He was just trying to trim the beard up a little bit for Zach.
That's a stolen bag for Rycraft. And yeah, I don't think there was nothing sinister behind that. As you could see from Sanchez's reaction, he just flat out missed. So it's 3-2. 2 away, runner on third. Suckers out to a 2-0 advantage. Zach Young, the batter. Swings and clubs one. That's a base hit. It's an RBI for Young. Still got that Division I grade hitting, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Hit it pretty as you please into left center field. It is now 3-0 Suckers.
I believe, actually, when Zach was drafted, he was drafted as an outfielder for the Mets.
Yeah, that was Brock was stashing him for the bat.
Yeah.
And then he said, well, we're going to figure out something to do with you in this lineup. It'll be all right.
Put him in left. I think we had Brashler in center and Harrison Waters in right. That was a decent outfield there, my friend.
Not bad. Landon Clark, sponsored by Elevate Athletics. He's a rookie. Played high school baseball at Hillcrest, now resides in Stratford, just 22 years old.
The Hillcrest Hornets.
2 for 8 with 2 RBIs. Looked at a called strike there. He's the owner of Elevate Athletics, and he also helps coach some junior high-level baseball out at Stratford. And then I think he's also involved with some littler guys, like a 10U type thing.
Oh, man.
So Landon Clark is around the game a lot.
Good pitch there.
Yes, indeed it was. 82 miles per hour, a slider.
El Curve?
Well, maybe. La Curva.
La Curva.
Got to differentiate your masculine and your feminine nouns, Justin. That was La Curva, but it did not hook up as Sanchez wanted. So it is 2-2. Dos bolas, dos strikes. Some baseball words just translate right over. Strike is one of them.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that to you.
That's fair. Stay with what you're good at. Play within yourself.
There it is.
Definitely applies to commentary. So here's a swing and a high chopper. Tony Lewis, the third baseman, throws over to second. It's a fielder's choice. A 5-3 over to Brett Gallion, gets Clark and gets the Ducks out of the inning. But the Nixa Suckers, plate 3. 2 of those, I believe, will be earned, charged to Brian Sanchez. Nonetheless, 3-0 Fish is the number that matters most. Suckers lead early. We'll go to the bottom of the first on the flip side of a quick timeout. You're watching Grip and Rip Baseball live and free, brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Strong Roots, Endless Possibilities.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Seems Bill's up the creek without a paddle.
That's not funny.
And while he really wants a new boat, at Central Bank, we're helping Bill plan for what's most important. Like retiring early and fishing whenever he wants. Hey, Bill, try it again.
Fine.
Hope a new boat's part of this plan.
Dream bigger, Bill. We're thinking about a cabin, too.
Now that's a plan.
Did you know that Conoco gas has 3 times more detergent additive than the minimum required by the EPA? And 30% more than the top-tier detergent gasoline standard, recommended by major car manufacturers. Other alternatives contain unwanted deposits that can build up on fuel injectors and intake valves, robbing your engine of performance. More quality in every drop. Only at your local Rapid Roberts.
Burger and fruit snacks. Don't knock it till you tried it.
It's delicious.
Seth Burns to the mound for the Nixa Suckers. Right-hander from Sleeper, Missouri. Wears number 13. Seth Burns in 2025, 8 innings, 2 earned runs on 5 hits, struck out 5, walked 7, 2.25 ERA. Last time out, through 1 inning against the Branson Showmen, got touched for a couple of runs, walked a couple of batters. It's kind of the book on Seth. For his outing to be good, he needs to throw strikes early. Throws ball 1 to the Mountain Ducks second baseman Brett Gallion.
Seth Burns was on the team with Brock Chaffin at Stoutland.
Yeah, Stoutland High, very historically very good Class 1 baseball program.
That they were.
And Seth was he pitched and, as most Class 1 ball players do, also played positions. And
Yes.
you got to move around at that level. So he walks Brett Gallion 4-0 to start the outing. Not what Seth Burns was looking for at all. If you're Courtney Spitz and you're managing and catching Seth Burns, I mean, these two have been around together a little bit. And Seth has historically been at his best when Courtney Spitz has been his catcher. You almost just forget that one happened and concentrate on Trey Simpson and everyone who follows.
Get you a ground ball to one of those middle guys. You got 2 really good middle infielders with Logan Rycraft at short and Caleb Cole there at second.
You got Gold Glove infielders to be more exacter, and so yeah, that's what the Suckers are going to look to do against Trey Simpson. He's in the EH spot today for Ozark, but has been playing. He can really play 3 different infield positions. Probably go play outfield if you pressed him into it.
I believe he pitched a little bit too.
He's done some of that. Yeah, I mean, you got to do that. He was a Waynesville guy, not a small school, but that's what all good high school ball players do, right? They play shortstop and they pitch, and that was Trey Simpson's college baseball or high school baseball career in a nutshell.
As a Waynesville Tiger.
Indeed. So he's 4 for 13, carrying a .526 on base percentage into this game. Lifts it in the air right field. It's Jamar Averyhart camping out underneath it. And Jamar, too good of an outfielder not to make that snag for out number 1. Speaking of good outfields, this is one. Trent Simpson, Skylar Carter, Jamar Averyhart.
Absolutely.
I'd feel good about that lineup 7 days a week.
Speed, speed, speed.
And a couple of good arms to go with that.
I've had the opportunity to play with Skylar Carter a couple times with the Mets and as with the Branson Showmen last year, and it blows my mind how quick he can read a ball and he gets there.
Sometimes even when he doesn't read the ball off the bat, he still gets there.
He can cover some ground. As you see him out there doing leg kicks.
Yeah, it's almost like he just didn't loosen up enough, so he's doing some more. Josh Scribner is the batter for Ozark. He's from Raymore, Missouri. Went to Ray Peck. Oh, showing bunt. Fun fact about Josh Scribner, at the youth level, he played for a club called Mackensites in Kansas City. That is the same club that Caleb Cole came up and played for.
Oh, really?
So kind of odd, but that's kind of like they're a pretty big deal in Kansas City. So a couple of high-level dudes. Of course, Josh went on and played for University of Nebraska, Omaha. Chose it for academics, but hung around for the baseball, appeared in 43 games. 3-1 is down from Seth Burns. And he just put the Ozark leadoff man Gallion on second base.
And here comes Mr. Outcast himself. No, I'm just kidding.
Yep, Tony Lewis. So first and second, one away. Lewis swung at the high fastball anyway.
I can see the flag out there in left center moving now.
Starting to move, yeah. Winds out of the south, starting to kick up a little bit. That's going to be good for everybody, but especially good for right-handers to pull, as that is blowing from the plate to left center field, more or less. Tell you what, if it goes more of like the east-southeast, that's going to almost blow right down the left field line.
You know, Seth is he's a aggressive pitcher, and you know, fastball, slider mostly.
Yeah, doesn't usually like to pull out off-speed stuff unless he is deeper into an outing. He's 2-2 here with Lewis. Tony chops one back at Seth. He's going to turn and throw back to second for one, and Rycraft makes the throw to Zach Young over at first for the second out. So a 1-6-3 double play. Suckers get out of the inning. They strand a duck, and they lead 3-0. Back with the second inning in a moment.
Life is full of things to worry about. Your home's foundation shouldn't be one of them. Vertical and horizontal foundation cracks, windows and doors that stick are all indications that your home has foundation issues. At Foundation Recovery Systems, we offer permanent solutions that help put your worries to rest. Call us today for a free inspection.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Hawkins with Key Cornerstone Realty, here to help with all your real estate needs in the St. Louis area. Do you have a house you want to sell for top dollar? We can help. With over 15 years of experience, our negotiating skills and expertise can help buyers and sellers get under contract fast. Contact us at keycornerstonerealty.com or call us at 636-447-8661. Go Mavericks!
Brian Sanchez back to work for the Ozark Mountain Ducks. They trail the Nixa Suckers 3-0 as we get ready to start inning number 2. Bottom part of the order coming up here for Nixa: Jamar Averyhart, Arturo Liendo, and Seth Burns. It begins with the native of Trine, Indiana. Griffith, Indiana. Trine was the university. Jamar Averyhart now lives in Springfield, Missouri. 1 for 7 with a double, 2 RBIs and a walk, 4 strikeouts. So feast or famine for Jamar Averyhart as he gets his first look at Brian Sanchez. Again, these two teams meeting today. They will meet again in a fortnight on the final day of the regular season. So if you like Ducks versus Suckers, you're going to get a lot of it here to close out the schedule. Really, this is an important stretch. I mean, it's an important stretch for everybody in the league, but it is all league games for Ozark this time out. They've got Nixa, they've got the Branson Showmen next week, and then Nixa again. So everything is important for the Mountain Ducks. Playing Avery Hart pretty well straight away here. Maybe a slight play to pull.
Ball 4.
Left it on the shoulder for the 3-0. Takes ball 4 and he's aboard. And Avery Hart's always a threat to run. Arturo Liendo tends to do well to put the ball in play. He is from Caracas, Venezuela, but now resides in Branson, Missouri. Went to Universidad Central de Venezuela. Arturo 1 for 7, has a couple of walks, and he has struck out 3 times, also has a run scored. And Avery Hart wastes no time taking off. Little hit and run attempt there as Liendo fought off a jam shot and grounded it to the second baseman for the out. Yeah, late swing there from Arturo. You know, IQ-wise, that's a nice baseball attempt. He probably could have taken it and been okay.
Yeah, it was like a swinging bunt looking there, but now you got Seth Burns here.
Yeah, and this is the pitcher, but this is not an ordinary pitcher. You know, Seth Burns, like we mentioned, went to a small school, so swung the bat a lot. Hit .333 a season ago for the Suckers, and that was not 1 for 3. That was 9 for 27 with 8 RBIs.
Yeah, you know, when we played the Nixa, I believe it was last week, and I noticed Seth was wearing his Puma shoes, and I said, man, are those golf shoes? And sure enough, they are. But I love it.
Whatever works. Sometimes it's not about the look, it's about the feel.
Yep. And I'll tell you right now, those golf Pumas, they are comfortable. But I'll stick to my Nikes.
Seth 1-1 here against Brian Sanchez. Takes a look back at Avery Hart. Now slide steps and deals La Curva for a strike.
Great pitch.
67 miles per hour. That is about a 15 to 16 mile per hour drop from the 82-83 that his fastball sits at. His slider is hard. It comes in at about 80. Avery Hart goes again. Smiley guns it to third. Nice job by Avery Hart sliding through and then keeping that back foot on the bag.
Great throw. I mean, it was on.
Yeah, Smiley did everything well. Avery Hart just stole the base brilliantly. So Avery Hart steals third. No easy feat against Creed Smiley. Burns swings and fouls that one off. We'll do another 2-2 pitch.
He got a great Avery Hart got a great jump there at second. He's just quick.
He got Sanchez's timing. And Burns puts one straight away and deep to right center field. Catch on the run for Josh Scribner, but Jamar Avery Hart's going to tag up and score to make it 4-0 Suckers. Put it in the books as a sacrifice fly for Seth Burns.
Look at Seth Burns helping himself out.
Yeah, you know, just because Seth walks around and, you know, deals with cows all day, the animals are stupid, but Seth Burns is a pretty smart guy on a baseball field.
Absolutely. Back to the top with Skylar Carter.
Yeah, clean sheets. Carter 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out his last time. Not going to do that this time. It's in the air to center. Joe Emery running in. Started off a stutter step there, but figured out and adjusted as that ball came down into the glove for the out. So the Suckers score again, 4-0. A walk to Jamar Avery Hart, a couple of stolen bases, and a sacrifice fly by Seth Burns. 4-0 Fish lead the Mountain Ducks. Bottom of the second is next.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. If you're in the market for a new home, you're probably spending a lot of time looking at real estate listings. But there's one main thing you need to do to narrow down your search. Get pre-qualified for a home loan. Mortgage loan officer Shannon Meissner is here. How does this help you to live well, bank well?
Getting pre-qualified for a mortgage loan is definitely your first step. Pre-qualification allows you to determine early on how much money you can borrow to purchase a home in connection with your monthly budget. This way you know what homes to be watching the market for. We have lots of different loan options to fit everyone's unique needs. This way we can help you accomplish your homeownership dreams and goals. And the best part about pre-qualification is there's no cost. It's quick, easy, and it makes you a smart buyer.
Thanks, Shannon. And of course, our mortgage loan officers like you are here to help you every step of the way. At the Bank of Missouri, we help you live well, bank well. The Bank of Missouri is an equal housing lender.
Huge thanks to each and every one of you tuned in watching us live on YouTube. You could be doing just about anything with your Sunday afternoon, but you're spending it with us, Rantzberger and Justin Loudon. Well, let's be honest, unless you're in one of our immediate families, you're probably watching for somebody on the Nixa Suckers or the Ozark Mountain Ducks, but hey, that's okay with us. Let us know where you're watching from in the chat. We always like to hear from the out-of-area viewers. So let us know where you're watching from. We appreciate viewers from all over the United States of America and sometimes the world. We get the occasional overseas viewer from time to time, and that's always a lot of fun. Josh Engler. He is not from overseas. He's from Mount Vernon, Missouri, and he looked at a called Steve Reich out of the hand of Seth Burns. Tell you what, the Mountain Ducks did some last-minute tinkering with the lineup. Joe Emery is in the on-deck circle. That was not originally scheduled to happen, but there he is. So it'll be Engler, Emery, and Austin Kendrick this inning for the Mountain Ducks. Player to be named later, I think, is Ben Hammett, should anyone reach safely. Engler reached out for one and fouled it, and he stays in this one 0-2.
Engler's normally a pretty good hitter. I don't know what he's hitting for his career in the GRBL, but
well, I'll tell you, he came into this year hitting .371. He was 26 of 70 lifetime. He is 4 for 13. So that is 34.83 lifetime. That'll play.
Yeah, that'll play. I was like, you have those on quick notes over there, or you just come up with that?
Hours and hours of research, Snacks. 361 lifetime.
That'll play.
Not bad, right?
Not bad at all.
Engler's battled back, another foul ball, so it is 1-2. Burns. That was interesting. Not sure if that hit the heel of Courtney Spitz's glove or what the situation was there. Nonetheless, it's now a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
I think you're right. I think it's going to go Engler, Emery, Kendrick, and then Ben Hammett.
Walloped into center field. Skylar Carter flips the sunglasses down and makes the catch on the run. Another one of my broadcast colleagues, Clay Odell, would chastise him for catching that with one hand, not two. I would never do that. I mean, I've never won a Gold Glove, and Skylar Carter has, so we'll just let it roll. Here's some Hey Joe. That means it's Joe Emery. He's got a master's degree in kinesiology. You know what that is, Justin?
Physical therapy?
Well, that's what he works in, but kinesiology is the science of human body movement.
Yeah, I'm out.
No, you were in it. You knew that Joe was a PT.
Yeah, I did know that because of him and Houston Freeman.
Yeah,
watch
indeed.
out, Seth.
Look, indeed. Burns got the cowboy boots out of the way as Joe Emery hit one past his ankles. Into center field it goes. It's a single for Joe. Look out, he's got 5 hits in 5 games. That is an increase in production for Joe. Dare I say, a return to form.
I don't know if you were able to hear that, but Austin Kendrick's little girl just announced him coming up to the plate, so that was really cool.
That's his oldest daughter, Noli, I believe.
She did a real good job.
Showing some poise. You'll like that. AK, wearing the collar here in 3 plate appearances in 2025, but has 42 GRBL career hits. This one doesn't have the distance. It's Zach Young, as there was
taking charge there.
4 different Nixa Suckers acted like they wanted that one, and then we saw Caleb Cole, the second baseman, peel off at the last second to go cover first, just in case, but Young held on and said, "Don't worry about it, friend, I got this." That'll bring up Ben Hammett with 2 away. Hammett from Oklahoma Christian University.
Just had a birthday this past week.
Yes, indeed. And hey, that's a birthday base hit right there. Out into left it goes. Wasting no time, going right at the veteran Seth Burns. So 2 hits this inning for the Mountain Ducks. A little something cooking with 2 outs. And not a bad bat coming up here. This is Creed Smiley. He's sponsored by Air Services. Creed 4 for 10 with an RBI, a .600 on-base percentage, aided by 3 walks, and he has also worn a couple. 3 runs scored, 3 strikeouts, a stolen base. So Creed is an offensive weapon. He took a swing at the first pitch, but it's grounded right at Caleb Cole. Feeds it to his partner in the middle, Logan Rycraft, and the Suckers are going to get out of the inning. Burns scatters a couple of hits, but comes away no worse for the wear on the 4-6 fielder's choice. So the score is 4-0. Nixa Suckers lead the Ozark Mountain Ducks. Back with the 3rd inning after this.
Your local Hotsy dealer is an expert with hands-on cleaning knowledge to help you select the ideal pressure washer for your job. Take confidence in knowing you have a resource for all your cleaning needs. Service can be scheduled in-house or on location by a factory-trained technician using genuine Hotsy parts. Be sure to ask about scheduled maintenance plans, as well as a variety of accessories to clean more efficiently. And don't forget the soap. We have detergents for every cleaning need and have a bulk delivery program. Customized wash bays and mobile cleaning systems are also available. Build a partnership where you're a name, not a number. Contact your local Hotsy dealer to see why nothing cleans like a Hotsy.
Towing pitching change for the Ozark Mountain Ducks in the top of the 3rd inning. They go to the pen and they call on Mason Davis. He is sponsored by DSG Hotsy pressure washers. In 2025, Davis 6 innings pitched, no earned runs, 6 hits, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 2 hit batsmen. Rookie year was with the Nixa Suckers in 2024, in which he pitched 16 innings, allowing 3 earned runs, 10 hits, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 5 hit batsmen. So it's pretty par for the course for Davis. Strikeouts, walks, and plunkings will all come out about even in the wash at a 1.69 ERA as a rookie. Killing them softly is what Mason Davis likes to do. And when you go from Brian Sanchez throwing in the 80s to Mason Davis topping out around 70, that's going to catch some Suckers hitters off balance potentially. The first one he sees is Caleb Cole, who looks at ball 1.
And you're absolutely right. I mean, he's not going to blow it by you, but his ball's got some movement. His off-speed stuff's good. Mason does a really good job. Especially, normally they would have Cole Rourke, who's upper 80s, and then go to Mason and then bring Brian in. But unfortunately, they don't have Cole today, so this is a good move here.
Yeah, going to do it backwards, but Davis is usually put in an advantageous position of going in between two hard-throwing pitchers. We saw the Nixa Suckers do that to a lot of success a season ago, sandwiching him in between Logan Wiley and Ethan Paskey. But Davis not thinking about the glory days of 2024. He's thinking about trying to deal with Caleb Cole at the plate. Cole pulls one that's going to get past the third baseman and into left field. And so
big turn.
That was indeed. Caleb Cole has always got that radar up looking for the next 90 feet. The 72nd base hit of Caleb Cole's career. He is now second all time.
Behind his partner and behind his teammate, there's Skylar Carter.
Yeah, well behind Carter, who's at 88. But but nonetheless, somebody's got to be second, and that somebody is Caleb Cole. So
you know, Nixon's got a good lineup there with those two having 1-2, and then you get Spitzy.
And then Trent Simpson as well, who's a guy who usually gets at least one base hit for every game he plays in. That's a good 1 through 4.
Yes, it is. I mean, it doesn't get easier after that. You got Logan Rycraft and then Zach Young. So
Davis bends one into the zone against Spitz, who should know what Davis throws. I mean, he was Mason's catcher a year ago. So he knows what's coming. Doesn't mean it's still not going to frustrate him.
I was going to say, because he kind of looks like he was like, well, I don't know about that one.
The 0-1 is hammered, but it's right at Brett Gallion, and they double off Caleb Cole, who was running on contact. It's a 4-3 double play.
Number one rule in hitting is don't hit it at anybody.
Well, that's precisely what happened, and it cleaned the sheets. Hear that Billy Squire? That can only mean it's Trent Simpson. You gotta respect a guy who's kept the same walk-up music since his GRBL debut back in 2022. Swung on and fouled one. It's Trent Simpson out of Missouri Valley College. He's an old Waynesville Tiger. He and his wife Sydney have 2 daughters. Just welcomed the second one into the world, as a matter of fact, right before the season started. Very happy to say I was able to get a motorized baby swing out of my household and into the Simpsons household in time for the season to begin. So that was one less thing I had to worry about. And for that, I thank them. 0-2. Glad their little one's enjoying it, though.
Good 0-2 pitch there by Mason
Yeah,
Davis.
he's just trying to get Simpson to chase one up, and smart approach from Trent.
Yeah, because I mean, his last time up, he swung through a couple of them that was up in the zone.
0 for 1 today with a strikeout. That was against Sanchez. Instead, this is going to be a grounder right side, and then nobody. Oh, goodness. He's going to be safe, and then Davis is in a heap. He rolled up on his own glove arm there, and that hurt. So here's what happened. That was hit to the hole. The Ducks' first baseman Kendrick's first reaction was to chase the ball. It ended up being Gallion's ball. Davis ran over to cover. I mean, by then you've already made a mistake, and Trent Simpson was going to make him pay with speed. So he reaches safely. And then just to add insult to injury, Mason dove at the bag, and then he ended up rolling up his own glove arm. And then when you do that, just all sorts of bad things can happen. He's probably hurting on several different places in his body right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's going to take a minute to shake it off. But, again, he's smart enough to know the situation. They're already down one pitcher at the start of this ball game with Cole Rourke out injured. They've gone to him earlier in the game than they probably wanted to. So he knows the best thing he can do for the Ducks is try to gut it out here.
Yeah, because, when you look at it, really, if they can get to the 4th inning, most likely you're going to see Josh Engler come in and throw the back 5.
That was Josh Engler there on a 6-4 fielder's choice ground out. And, yeah, I think that's the plan, is they're going to hand the ball to Engler and say, let it rip for as long as you can.
Absolutely.
They need depth. We'll see if he'll give it to them. Right now, they've got to figure out how to score. It is 4-0. Nixa Suckers lead this one, middle of the third. Back with more in a moment.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Mr. Callahan, let's play Word Connect.
I don't want to.
I'll start.
I'm not gonna.
Air.
Services.
Professional.
Trustworthy.
Quality.
Satisfaction.
Everyday.
Overnight.
24/7. Repair.
Replace.
Air.
Water.
Heating.
Cooling.
VIP.
Membership. Okay, that's good.
Okay, that's bad.
Stop.
Go.
Jimmy!
Mr. Callahan!
Fired.
Hired. That was fun. Again?
Call Air Services today.
Nixa Suckers are sticking with their pitcher Seth Burns, leading 4-0. Bottom of the third. Ozark Mountain Ducks sending up Mason Davis. He is batting in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
11.
8, 9. No, this is the 10 spot in the order.
10.
So they had another issue for the Ducks in addition to the injury to Cole Rourke is Andrew Meyer, normally their cleanup hitter. Was a late scratch for this one due to flu-like symptoms. And Meyer a gamer, so that's not, he wasn't, nothing nefarious. He's legitimately ill. Davis shows bunt there and ends up bunting it back over the screen. 50-cent foul ball for somebody. So, Ducks shorthanded. No Rourke, no Meyer. Davis batting here in the 10 spot. That was originally Brian Sanchez's place in the order, but with Mason coming on, they're just going to opt for the straight-up swap here. The deal is, though, they've got one player left on the bench. That's Josh Wilbanks, so you don't want to burn your only pinch hitter this early in the contest as Davis fouls out to the catcher Courtney Spitz for the first out of the inning.
One thing that I do miss about us not being at U.S. Ballpark is the thirsty third.
Ah, yeah, the thirsty third. Retrieve a foul ball and go get a $1 brewski.
Yeah.
Well, here's what happened with that, though. A lot of parents with fast kids turned it into like the $1.25 thirsty third. They would
try to double up.
You would see like an 8-year-old kid pick up a beer ball, and hey,
wait a second.
Brett Gallion, nothing nefarious there. He singles out into left field. That is the third hit of the day for the Ducks. They've put some runners on. They've stranded 2 in scoring position already in this ball game. Batter is the number 2 man in the order, Trey Simpson. Flew out to right his first time up. So he's 4 for 16, hitting .250. Breaking pitch from Burns.
I believe he's got a hit in every game so far this year,
Yes, he has. He does have a hitting streak.
Those are always nice to have. There's our
And hey, the hitting streak still lives for Trey Simpson. How about that? 5 hits in 5 games for Trey. Don't call it a comeback. He's just picking up where he left off from his 2023 rookie year. He had 9 hits that year for the Republic Locos. So Trey Simpson is for real. Josh Scribner going to try to be the real deal right here and get the Mountain Ducks a run back.
Oh, big swing.
Yes, indeed. He was trying to turn a 3-run homer into a grand slam somehow. A daddy hack.
A big one. You know, just a nice base hit here. Keep it rolling. Obviously, anything through is probably going to score. Brett Gallia from second.
Down here, 0-2. We'll see if Scribner alters his approach at all. Maybe crowds in and or chokes up. Yeah, a little bit of choke on the bat there. Burns brings it home. Misses outside. A little fake throw from the catcher, Spitz.
Granted, I know that it's Caleb Cole playing second, but there is a hole over there between second and first.
Yeah.
Even though Caleb Cole's got some range on him, there's still a hole there.
Now Burns steps off, and yeah, it's there.
Caleb's probably playing, what, 15, 20 feet off second?
Yeah, and he's playing in closer than he typically does, too. He normally likes to run in and starts off ranged back. If there's not runners on, he's typically a heels in the grass kind of middle infielder.
And he's quick enough, he is quick that he can make adjustments as it goes, but on the same hand, he's 15 feet. I mean, there's a Mack truck could drive through that. Watch out, Brian.
Double play ball to the shortstop, Rycraft, and it is a 6-4-3. Logan Rycraft, Caleb Cole to Zach Young. That is poetry in motion for the Nixa Suckers, who maintain a 4-0 advantage over their Christian County rivals, the Ozark Mountain Ducks. Inning number 4 is coming up on the other side of this break. Big thank you to Rapid Roberts, the official fuel sponsor of Grip and Rip Baseball in 2025.
Did you know that Conoco gas has 3 times more detergent additive than the minimum required by the EPA? And 30% more than the top-tier detergent gasoline standard, recommended by major car manufacturers. Other alternatives contain unwanted deposits that can build up on fuel injectors and intake valves, robbing your engine of performance. More quality in every drop. Only at your local Rapid Roberts.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Joselina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Bumper in the rotation there. I'm digging it. Mason Davis back out on the hill for the Ozark Mountain Ducks. They trail the Nixa Suckers 4-0 as we get ready to start inning number 4. Coming up tonight in prime time on Baseball Night in the Ozarks, it is the Republic Locos taking on the Branson Showmen. Locos 2-2, winners of 2 straight. Branson Showmen are 3-1. They've also won 2 in a row. Something's got to give, Justin Loudon. Is it going to be you?
No, sir. Actually, we're looking forward to it. Just another great matchup on Baseball Night in the Ozarks.
Look at you. You might have a future in this business, kid. Zach Young's going to step in. He's probably got a future in baseball. Just 41 years old.
I'd like to see him hit one over the trees.
He does have a dinger in his GRBL career, and that actually came at U.S. Baseball Park, where the dimensions are deeper and the wall is a couple of feet taller. So he's got some pop in the bat if he can get a hold of one.
He swings like a 40-ounce bat, though.
It is a big man bat.
It is.
I would struggle to carry that from the on-deck circle to the plate, but I'm glad it works for him. Davis flipped him a frisbee there for a called strike.
Davis just looked at him and kind of smiled like, oh, I'm glad you didn't hit that one.
Yeah, what did you expect I was going to throw you? Something straight? No.
Absolutely not.
Oh, goodness, that hit him right on the, below the hip.
He's done.
Yeah, upper quadricep. And Mason Davis is calling, oh boy. He's taken himself out straight away. And he is saying, let's
go. He's
going to go straight to go get checked out somewhere. Oh, goodness.
He's telling somebody that
No,
we
that's
need to go.
his wife, I think. He said, go get the car warmed up. Oh, my gosh. Well, you hate that. So Mason Davis is taken off. Mountain Ducks are going to go to Ben Hammett, the emergency reliever. We will take a break. Certainly wish all the best for Mason Davis coming out of this ball game after a hit batsman there. His day is done, and maybe more. We'll step aside, come back, bring you more. Suckers lead the Mountain Ducks 4-0. It's a Henry's Towing pitching change.
Remanufacturing isn't just a process, it's a legacy. From the seasoned hands of our experts to the eager spirit of the new generation, we bridge the gap by bringing together knowledge and innovation. We are one team with diverse experiences. We are moving toward one goal to ensure our future thrives. We are on one mission to pass down wisdom and embrace the new, ensuring the earth flourishes for generations to come. We are CNH Reman.
Right-hander Ben Hammett from Rose Hill, Kansas now calls Nixa, Missouri home. Second oldest player in the Grip and Rip Baseball League. I believe just turned 48. I believe that was the birthday. I'm not 100% on that one. Lifetime pitching stats in the Grip and Rip, 19 1/3 innings. He's allowed 14 earned runs on 23 hits, struck out 22, walked 13, and hit 7 batters. Career ERA is 6.52. For the Branson Showmen in 2024, Hammett pitched 2 2/3 innings, allowing 5 earned on 7 hits, a strikeout, and 4 walks. ERA was high at 16.88. Really his best season on the pitcher's mound, you go back to 2021 as a member of the Locos. He was used pretty regularly as a middle reliever. Had a 4.3 ERA that year across 14 2/3 innings. So Chris Mason knew something about managing Ben Hammett, but in this case, Austin Kendrick and the Mountain Ducks calling on Hammett just, to be a mop man. They are off script at this point, trailing the Suckers 4-0. Got a check swing and a steer right to Landon Clark there, but Hammett was the, in case of emergency, break the glass, and the glass has been broken. The emergency reliever is on.
Yeah, and for some reason I thought Hammett pitched more than that last year, but
I think he warmed up a few times, and then Jacob Carlson just neglected to put him in the ball game.
Yeah, just say, hey, hold off, let the big... no, I'm just kidding.
Or somebody got out of trouble on the mound, I think, was what happened.
Probably me, honestly, let's be honest. No, I know that Hammett actually did throw last year because he was one of him and Jacob Carlson both played all 9 positions in one game last year.
Yes, indeed. It was the final day of the regular season, and that was... I had found evidence before of players doing that, playing all 9 positions in a game. I could not ever find evidence or accounts of a ball game in which 2 players did it. So that very well may have been
the first time.
And it's cool that GRBL rules allow for that to happen. Here's a pop fly off the bat of Landon Clark. It's in foul territory, but Tony Lewis
what a play.
Chased it down, made an over-the-shoulder grab, fully stretched out. Great job from Tony Lewis. And that's a big out.
It is.
Every out's a big one when you're out of sorts, as the Mountain Ducks are.
So it looks
that's
like
a vote of confidence for Hammett, too.
Yep, Brian Sanchez went to left field, and so I guess he will go right back into the place of...
He's going to be in that 10 spot in the order. Yeah, Davis is gone. Still Emery out in center.
Scrivener in right.
Yeah, still Scrivener in right, and that would ordinarily be Meyer, but yeah, Josh Scrivener the right fielder today. Jamar Averyhart swung and chased a Ben Hammett's slider for a strike. It's Lewis, Trey Simpson, Brett Gallion, and Austin Kendrick on the infield. Still Creed Smiley doing the catching, and Ben Hammett is the mound man. Kind of winged that one down below the strike zone to Averyhart. He's a tall guy, and he stands tall.
He does. He actually crowds the box a little bit. Likes to be right on top of it. Needless to say, we would throw inside just like that there.
Yeah, it's 2-1. For Jamar Averyhart, does human resources for Expedia professionally.
.com. Great pitch.
Ooh, indeed. Hammett bowing his neck. Dare I say that was filth. It's 2-2. Well, goodness knows, owning his own training facility, he's got plenty of opportunities to work out as much as he wants to. No, he's a busy guy.
D-Bat is busy all the time.
There's a chopper to the shortstop. Simpson settles back, flips to Gallion for one, and yeah,
no chance.
Averyhart way too quick to let him turn two on that play, but they do get the lead runner, Zach Young. And so what that does is it keeps a runner out of scoring position. So smart stuff from the Mountain Ducks there. If you got to get one, I like getting the lead runner.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here is Arturo Liendo, one of two Venezolanos in today's game. But Arturo now lives in Branson, Missouri.
Ooh, nasty.
Yeah, Hammett's stuff moves. You know, his issue at times has been command, but like he had in that 2021 year with the Locos, when he is finding the strike zone, you know, he's tough, and he will get tough outs. Averyhart takes off. Oh, Liendo hits it right past Hammett's glove. Doesn't matter. Mountain Ducks stay the course and get the out at first.
What a play.
You know what, Jamar Averyhart took to the skies there, but it is nonetheless a 4-3 putout. So the score remains 4-0. Suckers lead the Mountain Ducks. Middle of the fourth. Mountain Ducks will try to respond, trying to find a way, shorthanded on the other side of this break.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
How about this move for the Nixa Suckers? They are hanging with Seth Burns, placing the 3+ inning designation on him. So from this point forward, any relievers who come on for Nixa, and they will have to make 2 more Henry's Towing pitching changes before it's done. But those relievers will be limited to 3 innings at maximum, as Seth Burns getting the 3+ designation again. You love to see that for the veteran. And Seth Burns in a big inning here. He's going to get Tony Lewis, Josh Engler, Joe Emery. Kind of meaty part of the Mountain Ducks order up.
Ooh,
got
big
Lewis
hit.
to swing on it, and I think everybody in the stadium knew Tony Lewis was going to swing big at the first pitch. Seth knew it, so he threw him a slider.
That was a good breeze coming through from Tony's bat.
Burns comes back, fastball misses outside.
Now I will say this though, if Tony was to get a hold of one of those, it's going to get hit hard.
Tony, 6 hits for the Mavs a season ago. He's 4 for 13 coming into today's game. 0 for 1 today, so 4 for 14. Does have 6 RBIs. One of his hits was a triple.
He does have some pop in his bat.
And they are playing him deep. Jamar Averyhart back, Skylar Carter back, Trent Simpson deep, playing him to pull slightly. Never forget, there's oh gosh, this has been 5 or 6 years ago, game out at US Baseball Park as Tony pops this one. He will get into the outfield, not by much. Caleb Cole and Logan Rycraft both went for it. And now a shoving match and a hammer fist from Caleb. He says, "Get away from my ball, kid."
Hulk smash.
Caleb Cole caught the ball and his second baseman, Logan Rycraft, to make the out. But yeah, Tony hit a long fly ball deep to the warning track, and an outfielder by the name of Shane Hurlbrink hauled it in, can of corn.
Yep.
And Shane had actually started the play about heels to the track. Tony walked off and said, "What was he doing back there?" And
how far do you got to play?
The response was, "Well, we had that one scouted."
I believe Shane played with Moon City.
Shane was never Moon City. He played with the Mountain Ducks.
I got you.
He was with the Mountain Ducks team of 2020 that won the title. And I think that was Shane's last year, if I'm not mistaken. So Josh Engler is in a 1-1. He is sponsored by Offen Petroleum. Oh, bunt attempt, but it's popped. And Seth Burns reeled it in. Josh does the double gallop of frustration and a hand clap. The animation, second to none. Like to see somebody motion cap that. Joe Emery, 1 for 1 on the day.
Now I will tell you, I don't know if you noticed there, but that fly ball that Tony hit, Skylar didn't see it. He was lost. He threw his hands up. Guys, I don't see it. So I know the sun right now is, from last week, everybody knows about my wonderful catch with the wrist.
It was a catch, though.
Yeah, I caught it, but no, it's this sun behind us. I don't like it.
Well, it sets in the west here at Meadow Park, and yeah, that sets basically in the eyes of the right fielders, occasionally the center fielder, definitely the second baseman and the first baseman at this time of day. And yeah, we had more cloud cover, kind of had the greenhouse effect, as Clay Odell said, and I liked that description for the first game. But now the sun is out, the guns are out, and the sunglasses definitely need to be out for this part of the afternoon. Joe Emery looked at one at eye level. It is now 2-2.
So speaking of Clay Odell, I know he was on the broadcast with you there the last game, and he caught me when I was coming up the stairs, and he said, "Hey, I just want you to know that I did have a belt on when you guys were talking about me not having a belt on." And so he was quick to correct me on that one, and we got to talking about he likes to. He plays the part, right?
Absolutely.
And so he has the stopwatch, and I kind of asked him, which I kind of had an idea. Normally it's a first base coach at the upper levels of timing the pitcher, timing the catcher, pop time, and all that stuff. But that's actually what he's using the stopwatch for. And I was like, unless you're throwing 97 and your catcher doesn't, has an arm or whatever, which most catchers in this league have a pretty good arm.
Yeah.
You're not going to run a whole lot. I mean, unless you're just absolutely fast. I can tell you right now, fruit snacks ain't stealing no bases anytime soon.
So. Leave the watch hanging around your neck. Is that what you're saying?
Just hold on to that one for us.
Well, Joe Emery might take off. He's now 2 for 2 on the day, by the way. 2 singles, both of them out into center field. So it's a nice day for Joe, who takes a 3-step lead, and then the secondary lead was pretty fair. 2 outs. Expect a little bit of aggression from Emery with Austin Kendrick up, and the Mountain Ducks trailing by 4. It's not desperation time yet, but it's make something happen time.
Absolutely. And the Ducks need to try to scratch a run across here.
Kendrick pulled that one, but it's going to one hop, and a great job by the third baseman, Landon Clark. Stayed with the play, knew he was not going to throw it a perfect dart, but he did the smart thing, hopped the throw, plenty of time for Zach Young. And then Austin Kendrick slow to walk back to the dugout. We'll keep our eye on that as well, as he has struggled with some knee issues at the start of the season, and he might have aggravated something there. Nonetheless, it was a nice play by the third baseman, Landon Clark. We got to get that out there. Fifth inning is next. Nixa Suckers lead the Ozark Mountain Ducks 4-0.
There's a certain magic here, one that can't be found anywhere else. You don't have to look all that hard to find it. It's on the flag-lined streets, in the packed pubs on game day, on the worn-down birds on bats, on cars, and on windows. It's in every memory, every celebration. Yeah, there's magic here in Cardinals Nation. Can you feel it? Sign up for Cardinals Checking with Central Bank and get your exclusive green embroidered Cardinals jersey and 2-game tickets. See bank for details.
Seems Bill's up the creek without a paddle.
That's not funny.
And while he really wants a new boat, at Central Bank, we're helping Bill plan for what's most important, like retiring early and fishing whenever he wants. Hey, Bill, try it again.
Fine.
Hope a new boat's part of this plan.
Dream bigger, Bill. We're thinking about a cabin, too.
Now that's a plan.
Towing pitching change for the Ozark Mountain Ducks. They call on the big 6'6" right-hander from Mount Vernon, Missouri, Josh Engler. He is sponsored by Offen Petroleum. He was an all-state baseball player at Mount Vernon, split his college career between Evangel University and Missouri Southern State. So far in 2025, Josh has pitched 6 innings, allowing 2 hits, 1 earned run, struck out 6, walked 2, and hit a batter. First pitch to Seth Burns is a swinging strike. Josh with 173 strikeouts in 131 career innings in the GRBL, rating fourth all-time in the rankings, all-time behind Skylar Hinson, Clay Murphy, and Andy Galley. Oh, sorry, Justin.
Oh, you muted me.
Well, safety first here in the GRBL.
Family-friendly show, Justin. Josh is a respected pitcher in this league. He's been around for a while. He did take a year off, like you said, and I think he looks just as good as he did when he first left.
Definitely going to get the old endurance tested here, as he's been used in a closer's role, pitching 1, maybe 2 innings for the Mountain Ducks. Last outing, September 7th, he pitched 2. Outing before that was a 2-inning appearance against the Locos, and then his first 2 games of the year, he just pitched 1 inning. He came on for the 9th, and that was that.
2-2 here to Barnsey.
Seth Burns has battled back.
I'm going to say that Josh is going to break old Mr. Nasty out and throw the slider right here. That's usually his go-to pitch. There it is.
Yes, it was. Burns one-hopped it to third. Lewis had to hurry the throw, but he got it on the button to Austin Kendrick for the out. So Josh Engler, fastball slider. He's got a changeup as well that's pretty effective, though that usually doesn't come out until he's been through the order at least once. At least that's what we saw out of him as a starter historically. But, kind of like one of those pitchers we just mentioned, Skylar Hinson, he throws sliders, but he's got a couple different variations of the slider. He can change speeds, change arm slots. Woo! And that was a fastball in on the lefty Skylar Carter.
Speaking of Skylar Hinson, I'm sure we will see him in the 6 o'clock game.
Yes, he is.
Against the Branson Showmen.
He is the announced starter for the Republic Locos tonight, opposite Trey Turner, who is must-see television. If you've never watched the Branson Showman and Trey Turner, tonight would be a spectacular night to do so.
6 away.
Yep, coming into the game with 94 strikeouts, but 42 strikeouts through his first 4 games. I mean, never count the chicken before it's hatched, but he's certainly on pace to join the Century Club tonight. 1-2 for Skylar Carter, who flares one. Lewis is up, and Tony, just a vacuum cleaner over there at the hot corner.
That is the second good play from Tony today.
Second play in this inning, matter of fact.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it was first.
So Josh Engler, it's funny we talk about the 100 strikeout club, because Josh is actively the fastest player to ever get to 100 strikeouts in his GRBL career. He did it early on in his 3rd season, but Trey Turner on pace to do it midway through the 2nd season. Just a maniacal rate at which he is retiring batters by the K. And he's just a lot of fun to watch. I steal the line from Mauro Ronaldo. In an attention economy, he commands it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's Trey Turner. Sense of humor might be a bit of an acquired taste, but once you get to understand it, he's a very genuinely kind, caring individual, and he's funny.
He is.
But I've heard my sources within the organization tell me there's a Branson Showman group text that's about 80% Trey just offering his thoughts and feelings on whatever the topic is.
Oh, Trey, there's never a dull moment when Trey's around. That is for sure. First year with him last year, his rookie year, I didn't get to come out to tryouts, so I didn't see it live, but when I heard that's who Jacob took, I was extremely excited. And, meeting him and getting to know him a little bit last year, and then again this year, oh man, there's not a dull moment.
Caleb Cole flies one to center field. Joe Emery had to take a strange route to the baseball, but did so. I think Joe anticipated that ball had a little more carry, but it had a little bit of a drop-off at the end. Nonetheless, he's too good of a center fielder not to make the adjustment and the grab. So a 1-2-3 for Josh Engler. No strikeouts, but that's the kind of effective inning that the Ozark Mountain Ducks really needed to have, and they got it right there. They trail the Nixa Suckers 4-0, middle of the 5th. Fruit Snacks and I are back after this.
Now I have all my HVAC has been upgraded. Everything's working smoothly. Again, that's why I use All Clear. I'm Bruce Porter. I own a company here in town called the Resource Center. We do insurance and financial stuff. So I'm not a plumber. We're busy. We have a really good staff. Just like Garen and his team, we try to make a difference in the world. The last thing I want to do is be having to close my business because my plumbing doesn't work. When you use other companies, sometimes you'll get an accurate quote, and sometimes they'll have to come out more than once. And then it seems like you're always paying for this, that, or the other. So when you have somebody you can trust that's going to take care of your units or fix your plumbing when it's down, that's why I use them, because I can call them and they'll fix it. And I never have to worry about pricing. I never have to worry about what if I need them to come back. They've always been willing to come right back out and make sure it's right. We called All Clear, and I'm glad we did.
Nixa Suckers lead 4-0. Started off as a scoring derby. Seth Burns has been dealing. Mountain Ducks have stranded, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
7, isn't it?
They have stranded 7, you're absolutely right. And gosh, 3 of those were in scoring position. Stranded runners, the old woulda, coulda, shoulda of baseball. Bottom part of the order coming up here for the Mountain Ducks. It'll be Ben Hammett, Creed Smiley, and should be Brian Sanchez. Yeah, he's up and at least looking for a stick down there in the Ozark dugout. So then we go back to the top of the order and get to Brett Gallion, should anyone manage to reach.
Getting down here in the, a lot of game left, obviously, but hopefully the Ducks can start putting something together here and work their way out of it, and at least cut the deficit in half within the next 2 innings.
For Ozark, you're probably going to be glad to see Seth Burns hit the limit and get out of this thing. He can pitch here in the 5th. They've got right-hander Ricky Gooding Jr. getting loose down in the Nixa bullpen. Out in the sun in right field. Hammett looked at a strike there to fall behind 1-2. Ozark pretty much has, not all the chips, but a lot of chips in the middle of the table riding on Josh Engler to pitch deep into the late stages of this game. Grounder to third. Landon Clark up with it. Zings the throw across. Zach Young was there for the catch, and the field umpire Brian Lozano right there to call the out on a bang-banger. Creed Smiley grounded into a 4-6 fielder's choice last time up. Sponsored by Air Services. Creed from Republic High School in Republic, Missouri. Had a cup of coffee at Labette Community College. Now works as a baseball instructor for the youth at D-Bat Nixa.
Watching his little boy over here.
Oh, that's almost a better part of the show, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Grounds, man, speaking of the show, Landon Clark, that's now 3 consecutive assists for the third baseman, Landon Clark, dating back to the 4th inning. Mountain Ducks are picking on him, and he's answering the bell. But yeah, Creed's wife, Caitlin, and his son, Bentley. Hey, Bentley's got the shirt off today.
He took it off. He had a blue shirt on and a Cardinals hat.
No, you love it. He's a kid not afraid to pop the jersey. Creed brought Bentley up for a post-game interview with me, which Bentley obliged by doing shirtless on one of those high 90s days. It's like, you know what? I'm not going to argue.
But it blows my mind. It doesn't really blow my mind because he's been around baseball for so long. It's just he'll be playing, but when his dad's up, boom, he's paying attention.
Lock it in. 1-0 to Sanchez, swung on and grounded to the shortstop. Rycraft waited back and then put the throw right on the button to Zach Young. So Suckers infielders were tested that inning, and they answered the call. 5-3, 5-3, 6-3 groundouts. 3 up and 3 down for Seth Burns. His day on the pitcher's mound is done with 5 shutout innings. We'll bring you his final numbers when we come back to start inning number 6. It is Grip and Rip Baseball, brought to you live and free on YouTube. While we're at it, we'll say a big thank you to our title sponsor, Henry's Towing. When you're stuck on the side of the road, you got to make the right call. You got to let Henry do it, or go to lethenrydoit.com.
The Fuel Forward app is a go. Fuel Forward provides quick and secure payments and everyday savings on fuel at your local Rapid Roberts to keep you moving forward. Download today and save up to 20 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Then save 5 cents per gallon every fill-up after that. Driving just got a whole lot better thanks to the Fuel Forward app at your local Rapid Roberts.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
4-0 is our score. The Nixa Suckers lead the Ozark Mountain Ducks. Josh Engler back to work for Ozark. Final numbers for Nixa starter Seth Burns. 5 innings pitched, no runs, 5 hits, no strikeouts, 2 walks, and the Suckers defense turns 2 double plays behind him. Weird stat line, but an effective stat line for Seth Burns. Served up a lot of grounders, as we saw there in his 5th and final inning of work. It just goes to show you, Doesn't always have to be beautiful. You don't have to have a lot of strikeouts. You can still go out there and serve up 5 bagels. And that is exactly what old third-degree Burns did today.
I love it.
So they will go to a reliever in the 6th as Burns has gone to the limit. I presume that's going to be Ricky Gooding Jr. But first things first, Suckers are going to try to scratch some runs across against Ozark reliever Josh Engler, who throws a strike to his former catcher Courtney Spitz. Spitz
good
now is 3 for 16, 4 walks, a double, 5 strikeouts. Engler
Good pitch.
fires a heater, 84 miles per hour on the 1-1 to make it 1-2. So that's the Josh Engler fastball right there, a two-seamer. Really balances well with the different variants of the slider he pulls out.
Here it comes.
That slider did not slide, did it?
No. Engler looked out there to see how slow it was.
Well, you know, Josh is, I would love to play poker with Josh Engler because his body language is often pretty obvious, and he slumped the shoulders there, and he's not frustrated with anyone but himself there.
Come
that
back.
slider did not slide, and now he's even 2-2. Come back with it? Yeah, why not? Yes, indeed. 75 miles per hour. Spitz down on strikes, and yeah, you don't have to be a body language expert to read that either. He's frustrated. As Engler K's Spitzy, and it brings up Trent Simpson. So Trent, he's a loan officer for Patio in Springfield, Missouri, part of the GRBL's Patio pipeline. We get a lot of players from Patio historically. Occasionally it's a player's wife who comes from Patio, and then we get the ball player that way.
Not with Trent Simpson.
No, sir. Well, Kevin Robertson recruited Trent Simpson, who then basically opened the floodgates for a lot more talent to come into the leagues. Trent won the Rookie of the Year in 2022. Had 16 hits that season at the time. It tied him for a share of the GRBL single-season hit record.
Woo!
Yeah, that was 89 miles per hour. It was also nowhere close to Creed Smiley's glove.
Engler's just smiling about it.
That's some Bull Durham stuff. I don't know where this guy's throwing.
That's one of my favorite movies. Hit the ball, Nick.
I actually watched that movie the morning right before I hopped in the car with my best man and got married. And again, Engler misses high. And yeah, this is becoming problematic, isn't it? He's lighting up the radar gun.
He just looked out there to
He is not lighting up the strike zone at all.
2-2. So now he's thrown 2 fastballs up.
Yep.
Here comes the slider down and away.
Are you saying all that was to set up
that pitch right there?
Oh my goodness. Well, more than one way is to skin the cat, isn't there? Josh Engler's now got back-to-back strikeouts. Going to bring up Logan Rycraft, 1 for 2 on the day with a couple of RBIs.
So I said earlier that we went and played golf this morning. And, you know, I
played scramble.
That 4-man scramble. It was me, Theo, and Rycraft, and then Chandler Veet.
Ah, the Iceman.
Yeah. Well, Chandler. I wish Chandler would come back and play.
You and me both, friend. You and me both.
But you know, we were. I show up, not knowing what the fundraiser was for.
Mm-hmm.
And it was for
like any good golfer.
Yeah, I just show up.
Showed up ready to swing the sticks. Yeah. So it was for.
It was for Nixa baseball.
Okay.
And Coach Logan Hughes. Which
GRBL original Logan Hughes. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, my first year in the league was season 2 with Logan and the Table Rock Lake Monsters, and you know, it was nice to see him. And actually, it took him a minute to realize who I was.
Oh wow.
Maybe because I had gained like 70 pounds.
Oh, stop.
No, it's all in fruit snacks. But he was extremely amazed at how far I could hit a golf ball, which Logan was too.
Logan Rycraft was.
Yes,
yeah.
Logan Rycraft was. And I don't know how many times I heard him just say, "Oh goodness, that's a long ways down there." But, you know, and like I told him when I got there, I said, guys, this is only going to be the second round of golf that I've played in 2025, which if anybody knows me, then
yeah, that is a very unsnacks-like stat.
Exactly. But no, we had a good time, and you know, I got to learn a lot about Logan, and honestly, with the three of us, and we talked a lot of baseball and just, you know, the league and how it's coming now, and everybody that, you know, people that have played in it, like Brock Chaffin, and we talked about him and some guys that we have faced. And
there's a 2-2 off-speed pitch. Rycraft pulled it. Simpson's going to have to hurry. It won't get there in time. Infield single, I believe, is the way that's going to score.
It should be.
Yes, sir. Logan Rycraft. So, man, 2 hits on the day for the Suckers shortstop.
But we got to talking about the talent level that's been through here.
I think Logan Hughes, you know, he was there for the inception. So he could tell you where it was, and then you and Logan can talk about how far it's come.
Exactly, and then it's just like, you know, then you see all the coaches and the coaching staff that Logan Hughes has put together there in Nixa, and it's just like, you know, there's baseball there in Nixa's the real deal, and they take it very serious.
Zach Young just belted one in the air to left, but Brian Sanchez on the run with an equally impressive grab after some solid contact by Young. So they bail Josh Engler out of trouble. He's been throwing gas, but it is some slick glove work by the Venezuelan rookie Brian Sanchez, bailing the Ducks out of trouble, keeping the score 4-0. Suckers out in front. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It is up right after this.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy?
I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga.
You do yoga?
Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are gonna feel awesome!
Towing pitching change for the Nixa Suckers. They call on right-handed reliever Ricky Gooding Jr. His sponsor, the Blue Hens Flea Market and Auction House in Bolivar, Missouri. Find them at 525 West Broadway. Family-owned and operated Blue Hens Flea Market and Auction House. Ricky Gooding now calls Fair Play, Missouri home. But he's an old Bolivar Liberator in his high school days, played baseball and basketball there, and both of those sports pretty serious at Bolivar. Went to Culver Stockton College, described himself on tryout day as a super utility man. He's done some utility work for the Nixa Suckers, predominantly playing some outfield and pitching. 7 innings, 5 earned runs on 5 hits, a couple of strikeouts, 9 walks. That's really been the Achilles heel. 6.43 the ERA for Gooding. If he can get the walks down, hey, he's going to be something. He's going to be an effective reliever in this league. So that's you know, the end-all be-all for Gooding here. Throw some strikes. You don't have to get strikeouts with this Nixa Suckers defense behind you. Let the boys cook. I mean, Seth Burns didn't strike anybody out, and he just pitched 5 shutout innings. That's the blueprint. It was just laid out before you. As Ricky Gooding throws ball 1 to Brett Gallion high.
You know, I was watching, and then I heard you say who he was sponsored by, and I was like, and then I realized you have a business card over there.
I do. I got the hot sheet here.
I was like, man, this sounds like a freaking radio ad.
Oh yeah, this is the pros, Justin.
We're professionals.
That's how we do it in the pros.
We are professionals.
The 2-0 pitch, that's a called strike.
Team of learning doctors right here.
73-mile-per-hour cement mixer from Ricky Gooding. Well, I don't know a lot about baseball, but I can read, and that has served me well up to now. 2-1, little sidearm.
That was a nice little pitch.
Ricky is mixing it up, and he's battled back. Was down 2-0, now he's even 2-2 against the GRBL veteran Brett Gallion. Ooh.
Coach Odell doesn't look happy down there with his hands on his hips. He's wanting to get some base runners and get aggressive.
I think that's just, yeah. Clay's looking up at the scoreboard, and he is seeing the Mountain Ducks do what the Springfield Metropolitans did in the first game of the day, which was strand runners in a 5-0 loss to Moon City. So the Mountain Ducks just got Brett Gallion on by way of the free pass. Now can they do something with it, trailing by 4? Batter is Trey Simpson. He's 1 for 2 today. Trey is now 5 for 15, so 333. He has also drawn 6 walks. That leads the Mountain Ducks. He's got 3 RBIs as well, matching already the total from his rookie year with the Locos. Nothing. I went Gooding. That old school look over the right shoulder, and now a pickoff attempt. Not a bad pickoff move there. That was done with purpose.
It was.
That was not the old get me over throw. That was the I'm going to test it throw.
Brett got back pretty decent, so takes another half step.
So Brett Gallion, before he became a secondary school administrator, was a baseball coach. So baseball IQ has always been an important part of Brett's game.
Coached at Parkview, right?
Yep. But now he's an administrator at Republic.
Him and AK both.
Yeah, and Brett actually had the head coaching job for a couple of years in succession of John Thompson. But as some coaches do, continued his education while working. No easy feat there, but went the administrative route after that.
Yeah.
Happens to some of the best of them.
I was going to say it's one of those deals that hats off to him from wanting to get into the administration bar.
Sure, I mean they're improving their overall livelihood, and you certainly can't fault a guy for that. But what it does, it takes a lot of good coaches off the sidelines. That's just the state of that's the way it is right now, and that's not a Missouri problem. That's not a Southwest Missouri problem. That's a lot of states have that going on in public education. The 2-2.
Because that's the same thing with AK. AK was now he's down at Branson, and I know he likes it down there, but I guarantee if you were to ask him, he misses coaching.
Oh yeah, a lot of coaches, that first season, it's probably the first month they don't miss being on the road and the nights away, but yeah, that you got to find that competitive outlet. And for guys like Brett Gallion and Austin Kendrick, the grip and rip scratches that itch a little bit. But you miss what AK misses, I think, too, is like the teaching element of coaching. You miss going to practice. You miss watching players get better.
Absolutely. And I don't know if this is public knowledge or not, and I'm pretty sure it is, but there's a video that had surfaced about
the viral. You're talking about the punt.
Yes.
Gooding off the hill. Look at this. They're going to get Gallion at third. Yes, they do. So yeah, they thought about it, and then they call him out.
Yes, but the punt where he was getting onto his basketball team.
That was security camera footage. If you've never seen it, I'll try to describe it as best I can. Austin Kendrick, there's no sound, but again, you can read the body language. It's pretty evident.
He's not happy at all.
Not happy with the boys, and they were lined up on a baseline. AK is just absolutely reading them the riot act. He's the only guy in the gym holding a basketball, which goes to show you what the drill that was about to happen. They were about to run some gassers. As Caleb Cole caught that fly out, Ricky Gooding threw the glove. I think he thought that ball was carrying more in toward the pitcher's mound than it did. Either that or he threw it at a bee or something. Nonetheless, they retire Josh Scribner quickly, and it brings up Tony Lewis. So AK's, he's absolutely chewing the guys out, and you don't have to.
Yeah, you can tell he's not happy at all, by no means.
You don't have to hear the sound to hear the screams. And then, so he's got the basketball. He turns around and aimlessly punts his frustration into the basketball. which flies then. He was standing about on the free throw line, so it carries a good 85 to 90% of the court in flight. Bang!
And makes it.
Nothing but net. Yeah, no iron. Just absolutely splashes the nylon of the net. And then the great part about it is nobody reacted to it. The players,
because they just got chewed out.
Terrified,
and they're like,
terrified out of their minds. Just run the sprints as instructed. And then AK told me he didn't even know it went down. It was after practice. One of his assistants said,
told him,
"You will not believe it. That ball went in." And they went back and reviewed the footage, laughed their tails off.
Could you imagine AK going to the dean's office or their security office and
can
saying,
we please pull the
can
footage from the gym? I need to see something.
Before the athletic director finds out about this?
I got a feeling. But yeah, that video was released to the public.
It was.
It made the rounds on social media. That was like 2020 or 2021, I want to say.
I'll still never forget it. It was one of the coolest things I've seen.
Oh my gosh.
Needless to say, I'm pretty sure they came out the next week or next night and actually won their game.
I got a feeling they played better basketball after the punt that was seen around the internet here in Southwest Missouri.
AK, I will tell you, AK is a fiery coach. It doesn't matter if it's baseball, basketball. He is intense.
Definitely a gentle giant away from the game.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, he's a different guy in the competitive environment. Lewis pulls one sharply. That's a nice piece of hitting from him on the 1-2.
Oh, it's to the wall.
Goodness, and it's misplayed. Runner Simpson woed up at second. He's going to have to take off. They send it. Mountain Ducks are going to get on the board. The woe sign for Lewis. As Simpson scores, he's gassed. He just ran a lot farther than he planned to. And it is now 4-1 for the Mountain Ducks on an RBI base hit for Tony Lewis. Little misplay in the outfield, but the Mountain Ducks finally catch a little bit of fortune to score a run.
Tony always has that race with his daughter out there on the foul line.
Yeah, we know Tony can run.
Yeah.
Mila can run faster.
Mila has it. Yeah, she's quick.
Tony's my friend, but I feel very comfortable in saying that Mila's faster than Tony. Mila's probably going to be playing center field for somebody in the GRBL one day.
The Rogerville Raccoons.
The way she runs, man. Somebody's going to take a chance in the draft. Mark my words. Here's Josh Engler. 1-0, make it 1-1. Sponsored by Offen Petroleum. They've been longtime supporters of Josh's GRBL career. Longtime employers of Josh in his professional career. We appreciate that kind of working relationship that some of these guys have with their employers to help make baseball possible. Great illustration of how all these guys are, their dads, their workers, their sons, their all those things 6 days a week, and on Sundays they are ball players.
Pretty sure AK just got a snack from his daughter down there. That's awesome.
Sometimes it's a long game.
It is.
So this one started
3:05.
I was trying to look. I think I was giving it 3:05, maybe later than that. Whoa, goodness. Throw ended up going behind, and then that was, as far as favorable bounces go, that was quite good. Ended up, third base side of home plate right on the line.
When it came back, it hit the wall and went up and over Spitz's head.
Spitz got caught in no man's land, and credit Gooding for doing the right thing, sprinting forward and covering. So it's going to be 2-2. Crisis averted momentarily, at least for the Suckers, with 2 away. Deuce's wild pitch to Josh Engler is pounded on the ground, but through into left field it goes. It is now 4-2. Mountain Ducks have cut the deficit in half here in the 6th.
And that's exactly what they needed to do. And, Tony's giving some words here to Joe, but I'm going to say Joe's probably going to get first pitch fastball and just needs to unload on it.
Well, Joe's 2 for 2 today, so he's feeling it. Tony probably just told him something he noticed from Gooding's tendencies, and now Tony's talking to Austin Kendrick, so he's throwing out professional grade hitting advice to anybody who's going to listen down there. The Mountain Ducks have some life. Breaking pitch from Gooding outside, no.
I get it with 2 outs probably, but I don't know why Brian Sanchez is running for Josh Engler. Maybe something's wrong with Mr. Wilbanks that we don't know about.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that either.
Especially when he's
looks like he's leaning on the front of the dugout there. But
Yeah.
I don't know if they're saving Josh Wilbanks for point of entry later on in this one, or what the deal is.
I'm just trying to figure it out because, what if the ending continues and he gets back to Sanchez's spot? Because, he's, let's see, 1, 2, he's 2 spots away.
Yeah.
3, I think.
Well, yeah, it'll be Emery, then it would be Kendrick, Hammett, Smiley, and then Sanchez. But yeah, it is. It's plausible.
3-0.
Yep, missed high. So what that is, Ricky Gooding just, gave up a couple of tough singles there. He's got to take a deep breath and just lock in. You've got 2 outs. You got Austin Kendrick coming up for the Mountain Ducks. 2 runners on, 2 away.
That is not the. I know he's changed his walk-up, but that is not his normal walk-up.
That is a song from Bluey.
I like it.
He alleges his daughters Noli and Opal had a hand in that one. Of course, he and Jessica, they've got an 8 or a 9-month-old now, I think. They had their first son, Kent. So a trio for the Kendricks. I was able to score a nice 2-passenger stroller off of Austin and Jessica in the off season because they had to upgrade to a wagon.
Wagon. I was gonna say, I see the wagon down there, but
we haven't quite gone minivan in my family, but we did need the 2-kid stroller. Let me tell you, that's a lot to push sometimes, especially when you're going uphill. It's fun though.
Yeah.
2-0 to Austin Kendrick. Ricky Gooding is missing up.
Looks like
Avery Hart is up in the Nixa pen. That would be the emergency pitcher for the Suckers.
Well, I see Jake Uber.
Yeah, he's around. They don't want to go to him mid-inning. The thought would be if you have to go to the pen, have Avery Hart get 1 guy, and then you bring on Uber to go 7, 8, 9. That's just conventional.
Yeah, exactly.
That's playing into the innings limit in the GRBL. If this were affiliated baseball where you don't have the limits, then sure, you just send on the next best man up. But yeah, they're thinking if we have to pull the plug on Gooding, you need a pitcher who's just going to come on, get 1 out. So that's the thought. Nonetheless, Gooding has worked back. He's 3-2 with Kendrick here. 2 on, 2 out. Full count. Payoff pitch. Gooding sets up from just below the belt. Rocks and fires, and he walked him loaded.
Benny Hammy, here we go.
Spitz now out to the mound. It's going to be a Burrell Behavioral Health mound visit. Flips the ball to Gooding, and for the moment, they're going to hang with him.
Yeah, Spitz has a little, kind of, I don't know what to do right now. We just got to find it and get a ground ball, get out of it.
Right, the thing about, you know what you got with Gooding.
Hammy's what, 1 for 2?
He is. Singled. First time up in the 2nd, grounded out to the 3rd baseman in the 5th. And big thank you to Ben and his wife Julie and everybody at DBAT Sports for hosting some off-field grip and rip events. They hosted Media Day for us this year.
If you guys ain't been out there, that's a beautiful facility. If you have a young player that's wanting to get into baseball, get some lessons, they have some great instructors out there at DBAT, and many of those instructors are actually players in this league.
Yeah.
So
baseball and softball, they've got some pretty skilled fast pitch players as well. Oh no, and it's a wild pitch off of Spitz's glove, but again, a favorable bounce and a great job by Spitz to Gooding, who was covering. So they avoid disaster momentarily.
The Ducks, they've done what they've needed to. with cutting the deficit in half. I don't know where we're actually on time limit. I think we said 3:05.
Yeah, so
we're pushing that 2-hour mark.
Yeah, still plenty of baseball left. Oh no, it's another wild one.
Ball 4.
But yeah, ball 4 doesn't matter. They just walked in a run. And so now it is 4-3. It's a 1-run ball game.
Here comes Avery Hart.
Yep, and that will be the end of the day for Ricky Good. I mean, yeah, 3 consecutive walks. And it's unfortunate, he's going to go back and want to leave this one in the distant memory banks. Creed Smiley due up for the Ducks, and it's going to be a Henry's towing pitching change. Nixa Suckers are going to go to Jamar Avery Hart, native of Griffith, Indiana, who went to Trine University. Jamar actually pitched some at the college level. Kind of an interesting case study, one of those deals where he had a grad year, I believe, but the head coach in that program decided Avery Hart did not have a future as a position player, so they said, do you want to convert and try to be a pitcher? He did. So he was a pitcher only for his final year of college baseball at Trine University. But numbers in the GRBL, well, it's pretty short. 1 appearance, 1 pitch, 1 grand slam home run allowed to the Branson Showman's David Edwards. And that's it. So Jamar Avery Hart looking to get back, looking to throw something that is not a dinger. But again, the Nixa Suckers bringing him on in a pretty difficult position, coming on bases loaded, 2 outs in a 1-run ball game. I mean, yeah, they don't do Jamar any favors, but this is the life of the emergency reliever.
Absolutely.
This is it.
It is. And, this is, I hate to say it, this is the second time that he's come in, 2 outs, bases loaded, and the time runs at third.
Creed Smiley knows all that, and, the guys in the on-deck circle are telling him, expect first pitch fastball probably.
Yeah. Exactly what I told David Edwards. Listen, he's not pitched much. And actually, come to find out, that was his first time out.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, listen, you're going to get first pitch fastball, wreck it. And we know how that ended up. And David Edwards is not one to swing lightly. Let's just put it that way.
No, he got a hold of it. And, for Avery Hart, it's, credit him for going on and, agreeing to go on in a situation where one could argue he was set up for failure. It's just not easy when you're brought in with the bases chucked. He's got 3 runners he's inheriting. They all belong to Ricky Gooding, but if you're Avery Hart, 2 outs, your job is to get Creed Smiley, period, point blank, get off the field.
And you can't let your last outing,
No,
you can't let that be in the back of your head.
Can't affect any decisions here. It's got to be as blank as the mind can be. Avery Hart comes home.
First pitch strike.
That was
Good job.
Off-speed pitch to Creed Smiley. So a little bit of a safe play there. Creed hops back in. He took strike 1. Next offering is high. We'll mention Creed Smiley, sponsored by Air Services. So 1-1 even.
If you're the Ducks, you're in a great situation right here.
And yeah, you're thinking about trying to tie the ball game, no question. Smiley puts this one in the air to left, running in and diving, and not coming up with it is Trent Simpson. 1 run scores. It's 4-4. Kendrick scores, make it 5-4. Are we looking at 6? Yes, we are. 6-4. The Mountain Ducks take the lead.
Look at Bentley down there.
Yeah, they are going. Bentley, shirt off, going bonkers. Let's hope he keeps the shorts on, eh? We'll wait and see how they score this. I believe that we'll wait and get an official ruling, but bottom line is 6-4. The Mountain Ducks have put up a touchdown in this inning. And now we see a pinch hitter, so this is Josh Wilbanks batting in the number 10 spot.
Brian Sanchez's spot.
For Sanchez, yeah. He looks at a strike.
Oh, sorry. No, you're Brian. Wilbanks actually played with us on the 24. He's actually been on a couple championship teams.
He has back-to-back Metropolitans and then Showman.
And we had him Moon City. Actually, he was on the Mets as well.
Yeah.
So
got his name on the bell a couple of times. They did go hit on that play. You know, Simpson had to dive, so I respect that. That means Creed Smiley's going to get 3 ribbies.
Oh,
And
Josh.
Bentley will love that. Wilbanks goes down on strikes, but the damage has been done. 3 runs charged to Ricky Gooding. So
At the
Avery
beginning
Hart.
of that inning, we just wanted them to cut it in half.
Yeah. Mountain Ducks fans have got to love that. The big one comes in the 6th. They score 6 runs and now lead this thing 6-4. It is a brand new ball game. We head to the stretch inning. It's Grip and Rip Baseball, live and free all day long on YouTube. Big thank you to our sponsors, Henry's Towing and Central Bank of the Ozarks. Strong roots, endless possibilities.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Seems Bill's up the creek without a paddle. That's not funny. And while he really wants a new boat, at Central Bank, we're helping Bill plan for what's most important. Like retiring early and fishing whenever he wants. Hey, Bill, try it again.
Fine.
Hope a new boat's part of this plan.
Dream bigger, Bill. We're thinking about a cabin, too.
Now that's a plan.
Did you know that Conoco gas has 3 times more detergent additive than the minimum required by the EPA? And 30% more than the top-tier detergent gasoline standard, recommended by major car manufacturers. Other alternatives contain unwanted deposits that can build up on fuel injectors and intake valves, robbing your engine of performance. More quality in every drop. Only at your local Rapid Roberts.
Time for the 7th inning. Landon Clark due up for the Nixa Suckers. He will be the first fish to face Josh Engler, who is now going as deep and now deeper than he has gone into a GRBL outing in 2025. That said, Josh Engler, formerly a starter and a no-doubt 5-inning guy in this league. It's just been a while. It's been since 2023 to be exact. So we will see how Josh Engler does going into the deep waters. Here in inning number 7, 1-0 pitch to Landon Clark is a called strike. Clark sponsored by Elevate Athletics in Strafford, Missouri.
Looks like we got some action over there in the Nixa bullpen.
And yeah, that should be Jake Uber up getting warm, and it is.
Yeah.
So I got a feeling the fish not planning to go quietly into the night. That's chopped to the second baseman, Gallion, who makes the throw over to Kendrick in time for the first out. 1 away. Bring up Jamar Averyhart, who is, for the moment, the Nixa pitcher.
You know, I know they had Tony Lewis over there at first base before, but I'm going to tell you right now, he looks pretty confident and comfortable over there at third.
I know Tony at the college level was a middle infielder. Professionally, in France, he was a shortstop and a pitcher, because that's what you do when you're the only American. Averyhart hit one hot off of Engler's glove. Gallion is going to have to hurry, and he will not get the throw there in time to get Jamar Averyhart, who gets on base a little unconventionally, but effectively. It's going to bring the tying run to the plate for Nixa here in the 7th.
I wonder if that goes down as a hit or if it's an error, because it was right at
Wait
Engler.
to see what our official scorer, Jacob House, has to say. Did he go hit or error? Hey, Jacob, did you go hit or error there?
I think it's an error.
I think he's deliberating. Is he going to go E1? I think E1's not a bad decision, if that's what it ends up being. Yes, it is. And the third error charged to the Mountain Ducks is on the board. Nonetheless, big situation here for Arturo Liendo. Little jam shot, 1 hop, 2 to Gallion. He gets 1.
Great.
A double play.
Just pumping.
That was a baseball, just tailor-made for Brett Gallion to apply the tag to Jamar Averyhart to get 1. So the hit error doesn't matter. Base runner wiped off, and the Mountain Ducks get off the field very quickly. We are at the 7th inning stretch, and throughout its existence, the 7th inning stretch in the Grip and Rip Baseball League has been sponsored by Sumit's Hot Yoga. At Sumit's Hot Yoga, you are gonna feel awesome.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy?
I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga.
You do yoga?
Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome!
Is a Henry's Towing pitching change for the Nixa Suckers. They call upon right-hander Jake Uber. So the Suckers trail the Mountain Ducks 6-4, and it is Uber's ball. He has been the starting pitcher up to now. Uber, a rookie from the University of Illinois, Springfield, 17 innings as a member of the Nixa Suckers. He has allowed 5 earned runs on 11 hits, struck out 17, walked 7, and hit 3 batters. Caveat, all 3 of those hit batsmen were in his first start of the season. That came back on August 9th against the Branson Showmen. Since that day, his ERA has plummeted steadily from 14 down to a much more palatable 2.65. Last time out on September 7th, Uber pitched 5 innings, allowing a single earned run on 5 hits, striking out 6 and walking just 1. That was also against the Branson Showmen. So Uber has been shoving ever since having a very rough start to his GRBL career. It's been pretty smooth sailing ever since, just a single earned run across his last 15 innings of work. Uber played 3 NCAA Division II seasons. That was split between Southern Arkansas and UIS. He pitched 36 innings in total, giving up 17 runs on 37 hits, striking out 32. So it's a 4.25 college ERA for Jake Uber, who had a year at the junior college level at 3 Rivers thrown into the blend. That's just a typical college baseball career for a kid in the 2020s, isn't it? You got to change schools at least twice.
Yeah.
And he had a graduate year there at UIS, so that was what that was about. Also played in the Prospect League for a season for the team in Springfield, Illinois. That was a pretty short trip. Now he's back in his native Nixa, at least for the moment.
I believe I heard he took a coaching job.
Well, wait to see until that's official, but that has been the rumor and the rumbling anyway.
That's what I heard.
But for the moment, he's locked in here, facing Brett Gallion, ahead 0-1.
You know, one thing I was mouthing last week when we played him was, man, we're going to have to get some duct tape or something to keep that hat on your head every time he throws. I mean, he throws hard, and I think it's just his jerky delivery, but his hat comes off. So
he's got a luscious head of hair. That's part of it. But yeah, the ball cap just not wanting to stay on for Jake. So Gallion,
there it is.
Got dunked there, and the hat came off. So Brett is aboard after wearing a 1-2. What a day for Brett. A single, 2 walks, and now a plunking. Good day for your on-base percentage.
I was going to say, just a great day at the ballpark.
I mean, he's playing offense. Sometimes it doesn't matter how you get aboard. You just got to get aboard.
Absolutely.
And when you've got Trey Simpson hitting behind you, hey, that's all right. Trey today 1 for 3. Watches strike one go by. So Trey now with 5 hits in 5 games. Got an active streak. Nine hits in 8 games as a rookie with the Republic Locos. So yeah, the kids from that Simpson family, man, they can hit.
They can hit.
He's down here, 0-2. We'll see if he shortens up or chokes up.
So I know the Simpsons from, because they're down from around the Lebanon, Waynesville area for sure. I see their dad down here in the white in the front row. Obviously, he's sitting directly behind home plate because he doesn't want to choose a side. Normally, he would be on one side or the other.
He favors a side, but yeah, credit Allen, man. He's playing it straight down the middle, quite literally.
I mean, it is right down the middle. I'm pretty sure if those benches were touching, he'd sit on one side of each of them.
Uber ran that one in. Simpson got out of the way, so it's 1-2. Yeah, they definitely, it's not just Trent and Trey who have gotten into this thing. Their family, they all come out to the ballpark on a regular basis, and they enjoy it. This is swung on, grounded to the shortstop. Rycraft throws to second for 1. They try to turn 2 and do not as Cole overthrew Young, who scrambled to get it, but Trey Simpson sort of looked back and said, "Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to hang out here first."
I'm not going nowhere.
So 6-4 on the fielder's choice. Batter is Josh Scribner, 0 for 2 today with a walk. From University of Nebraska, Omaha. Scribner
straight
underneath it. That's going to get back. I'm not sure where that went. That may be out at the front admission gate.
Lands right on top of the canopy out there.
Initially, I thought that was going to stay on the playing surface, but I lost that one in a hurry. 0-1. Uber's pitch. That one's over the plate.
It got up over this overhang, and I didn't know where it went.
Well, that was an 82-mile-per-hour wipeout slider.
Uber's got some nasty stuff.
It moves. That was a fastball, and that was a well-struck ball into left field. One hop. That is high off the wall. Mountain Ducks are going to send Simpson home. The throw from Trent Simpson to the relay man is offline, and the Ducks score 7-4. RBI double. A no-doubt whammer off the bat of Josh Scribner. Pads the lead at 3. Bring up Tony Lewis. He's got an RBI today. 1 for 3.
What is his career?
Tony?
Yeah.
You mean like his professional career as a bank president or career batting?
Just career batting here in the GRB.
Let's see. Tony's career. That's something of a hot mess of baseball. Let me get back to you here. 33, 37. He got 38 hits for the career, I can tell you that. Let's see. His average has actually come up. It was hanging in the 240s. It got better after his 2024 with the Mavs. He's probably hitting around 260 for the career.
262.
Yeah.
He can. I was gonna say he can put a charge in.
Tony bashes that one toward the gap in right center, but Skylar Carter hustles over to make the catch and
one step and
pretty good throw. And yet, of the arms in this outfield, right? I mean, they're using Liendo out there in right field, but Avery Hart is the guy who commands the attention for the laser, and rightfully so. Trent Simpson's got a great arm. It's like we almost forget that Skylar Carter's got a pretty good arm out there in center field too.
Exactly.
It kind of gets lost in the discussion when we talk about just how good this Suckers team is built defensively.
And when I'm coaching third base, that's one of those deals. It's like I try to kind of remember who has an arm, and
they all do.
They all do. And if I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. That's Trent Simpson played center field for the Republic Locos.
Yeah, I mean he would be a center fielder on any
other
grip
team.
and rip team But this one, he's really playing out of position on this Nixa team, as is Caleb Cole. You know, he'd be the starting shortstop on any club.
Exactly.
But this one, because of Logan Rycraft.
And, you know, at the beginning of the year, I've kind of talked to you about it a little bit when we were talking about the rosters and how they were all put together. And I said, honestly, you could switch those two. You could put Logan in second and him there. But, you know, Caleb told Courtney that, hey, Logan's a little bit younger than me. Let the young pup have it. But honestly, you could just slide those two over.
Well, you know, it is right. You think, oh, it's middle infield. All middle infielders can do it. But there's, you know, there are differences between the positions. There's different coverages. There's different responsibilities when a runner's on, and
it's different how the ball comes off the bat.
Right. There's a lot to know.
Exactly.
And, you know, credit Caleb Cole for being the guy who's willing to hop over and move over.
And, you know, Caleb Cole's a Hall of Famer in this league and Hall of Famer at Drury. And I mean, he has...
Yeah, grounds one to the shortstop, and now we get to see just how impressive Logan Rycraft is with that 6-3 put out. So some good defensive plays from the Suckers, but nonetheless, the Mountain Ducks score again. They bring it home, an RBI double off the bat of Josh Scribner makes it 7-4. We'll go to inning number 8. It's next, right after this.
I need a change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible. Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Take a breath. Here's your Be Well moment with Burl Behavioral Health.
In a world that requires us to be in constant motion, we can focus on moving our bodies in ways that restore us instead of deplete us. Let's listen to our bodies and briefly stretch in ways that fit what we need. Take a deep inhale and a long exhale out as you gently stretch your neck, your shoulders, or your arms. We deserve to build physical rest into our daily routines.
For more wellness, visit BeWellCommunity.org.
Josh Engler sailing into deep waters for the Mountain Ducks for the first time since 2023. Josh was a member of the Nixa Suckers that year, as a matter of fact. Pitched 23 innings that year. He took 2024 off. Came out with a new plan in 2025 and said, you know, I want to be predominantly either a left fielder or a shortstop or a third baseman. He's done all that and more for Ozark. But yeah, his idea was that he would come on and pitch 1 or 2 innings toward the end of the ball games. He was leaning into that closer's mentality. He's still the closer today, just with a little bit of an unconventional approach, coming on in the 5th. But with the Mountain Ducks depleted by injury, he is trying to go the distance here. He is on in the 8th, protecting a 7-4 lead. He's ahead 0-2 here, bringing it home and striking out Ricky Gooding for the first out.
177. Strikeout 177.
Something. Let's see. 173. It was 173 coming into this game. 74, 75. That was 176 right there.
That's close. That's close.
Not going to get 200 today, but I mean, he's in such rarefied air in this league. It's just impressive. And, you know, you forget, you know, 2021, Josh struck out 69 batters. That's a single season record. Also holds the single game record with 13. And when you can only pitch 5 innings, right, that's 15 outs to work with.
Exactly.
He was absolutely mowing that day. But, I mean, he's also had some 10 and 11 strikeout games. He is still, for the moment, the fastest player to ever reach 100.
You know, we were talking about that a little bit ago, and talking about how Trey is just mowing people down, right?
Trey Turner, that is, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Averaging 10 a game, 10 and a half a game.
Yeah, and it's, you know, his first year out, his rookie year, he was throwing 91, 93, and now he's sitting 95, 94, 95. And last week he hit 98. And he made a deal that he said he is going to, if we win, hopefully, get there, he's going to hit 100 before the end of the year.
And you know what? He's just the guy to do it.
He is determined enough to do it.
Yeah.
Because he has gained a mile an hour or two every game so far this year.
Wild. Skylar Carter gets on for the Suckers here in the 8th. I'm looking up, and they are scoring that as an infield single. I think that's fair. That was hit pretty deep in the hole. Would have taken a pretty spectacular effort from Gallion. So 89 for Skylar Carter. Speaking of rarefied air, that is some that he is basking in.
Skylar Carter is quick. I know he will probably most likely try to swipe a bag here.
With the Suckers trailing, I mean, yeah, they got to think about it. Tying run is in the on-deck circle at this point. You don't have to take unnecessary risks, but this is the part of the lineup that's going to press the action anyway. That's what these guys are built to do. Carter, then Cole, then Spitz,
and then Simpson after that. I mean, it just
that's all guys who can hit for contact. They can hit for extra bases. They can steal. It's just, it kind of gets lost in the shuffle. Trent Simpson said it to me early in the season. People forget we've got sticks in this lineup.
And they do.
Caleb Cole has worked himself ahead. 3-0, make it 3-1 as he looks at strike one.
Caleb is a very patient hitter.
Yes, he is. Seldom do you see him go up and just go behind 0-2 swinging at trash.
Yeah, and being up 3-1 count here, unless it's in that square where he can just power it, he's going to have a good at bat here.
Engler tried to spin one, and that was kind of the slow version of the slider. It didn't hook up, and he ran it inside. He walks Caleb Cole. So 2 on. That brings tying run to the plate in Courtney Spitz. That's going to bring Austin Kendrick to the mound. It's a Burrell Behavioral Health mound visit.
And on this mound visit here, it's probably just to kind of see how he's feeling. Like you said, it's the first time he's been this far in a game since 2023. And, I kind of watched him during his warm-ups. You could tell it's kind of...
He's pitching for endurance rather than that 88-mile-per-hour velocity we saw earlier.
Yeah. And, he also needs, it's one of those deals that we talk about quite a bit is just pitching to contact. And it's one of those... get you a ground ball here, get out of it. I mean, get you a ground ball to Brett Gallion.
Yep.
Turn it with 2, Trey.
I got Trey Simpson at shortstop with Engler on the mound. Still Lewis at third, Gallion at second base. Just one of the all-time best defensive second basemen in the GRBL right there. And then you got Austin Kendrick at first. Hammett, Emery, and Scribner in the outfield. Man, hats off to Josh Scribner. He thought he was going to be the DH today as Spitz puts one into center field. That's a base hit. Suckers are going to score one as Carter's coming home. Throw is cut off by Kendrick. It is now a 7-5 ball game. Tying run is aboard for Nixa on the RBI base hit for Courtney Spitz.
That's something about Spitz is he's a consistent hitter as well. I think last year he had, 16, 17 hits?
18. League record, as a matter of fact.
Well, I ain't going to talk about that. No, I'm just kidding. I love giving Courtney.
Yeah, you and the showman got the last laugh, and you were the ones drinking champagne when it was over. So
yep. No.
Don't forget that part. Trent Simpson, the batter, great block by Smiley. Got down in the butterfly position.
He works hard back there.
Yes, he does.
And, we actually, again, back to the golf tournament, we were actually talking baseball with Courtney Spitz, and we were talking about the catchers. And some of the, the catchers we got in this league now, defensively, they're really good.
It's a good crop across the board, no doubt. And, even the backup catchers are pretty good.
Yeah. And, we got Jared Fox, Hall of Famer, on our team, and then Nixa's got Spitz and Creed Smiley. There's a nice hit.
That is a well-struck ball by Trent Simpson. It's going to be cut before he can think about a double, but a run scores. That's Caleb Cole motoring second to home, no problem. Smart by the Ducks to cut the throw there. That's going to set up first and third, but it is now a one-run ball game, 1 out. And Nix has now got a go-ahead run aboard, and now Kendrick. Is this going to be it for Engler here?
He doesn't have to make a move, does he?
No. You could argue the first one was just a position player talking, so it's not a mound visit. You know, with player managers, you can sometimes hide your visit. I think that's kind of what the Ducks did. So 7-6 is the score on the RBI from Trent Simpson. It's going to be first and third, 1 out. They are going to hang with Josh Engler.
So let's see. Who do they have after Engler?
I mean, you got Tony Lewis standing there at third base. You got Trey Simpson, who's presently playing shortstop. You got Austin Kendrick. You can't go to Ben Hammett.
You don't have any subs.
No, and you've burned your substitutes. So
you really
that's it. You got to make a position player come pitch.
Yeah. So it's either going to be Hammett or not Hammett. Sorry, it'll be Lewis,
Simpson, or Kendrick. Unless Joe Emery is secretly a pitcher and I don't know about it, or Josh Scribner maybe. That would be it. But the batter is Logan Rycraft for the Nixa Suckers. First and third, 1 out in a 1-run ball game. Engler comes home. Rycraft grounds this one to the second baseman. Gallion tags for 1. Throw to first in time. It's another 4-3 double play by Brett Gallion, and it comes at a brilliant moment for the Ozark Mountain Ducks. They turn 2, and they leave the top of the 8th rather, with the lead, 7-6. We will go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Grip and Rip Baseball, brought to you live and free right here on YouTube. Big thank you to our title sponsor, Henry's Towing, as well as our broadcast sponsor, Central Bank of the Ozarks. Strong roots, endless possibilities.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
There's a certain magic here, one that can't be found anywhere else. You don't have to look all that hard to find it. It's on the flag-lined streets, in the packed pubs on game day, on the worn-down birds on bats, on cars, and on windows. It's in every memory, every celebration. Yeah, there's magic here in Cardinals Nation. Can you feel it? Sign up for Cardinals Checking with Central Bank and get your exclusive green embroidered Cardinals jersey and 2 game tickets. See bank for details.
Back and forth continues. Jake Uber onto the hill for the Nixa Suckers. They got 2 runs back in the top of the 8th. It is now 7-6 in the Mountain Ducks' favor. Ozark looking to buy some wholesale insurance runs here. After the back and forth we've seen here late in this game, Justin Loudon, do you feel like 7-6 is enough? I would not feel safe.
No, absolutely not. I mean, kind of trying to think of where we're at with the, let's see, you're going to have
Ozark order, or in the Nixa, or sorry, Nixa, in the Ozark order.
Yeah. Well, Joe,
Ozark's in the bottom half, yeah, so it's Emery, Kendrick, Hammett. But yeah, Nixa's going to bring up the latter half of their order in the 9th. So Zach Young, Landon Clark, Jamar Avery hard.
But still,
those are not slouches.
No, absolutely not, especially in this league. Just getting that, like we always, the talk is, got to get that first out.
Yeah.
Especially with a 1-run game.
Going to be big for Jake Uber here. He's ahead of Joe Emery, 0-1. Make it 0-2. And man, Uber, for the most part, has jumped ahead of batters today.
Looking pretty good since he came in.
Yeah, kind of gave up the hard hit RBI double to Josh Scribner. But he gets Joe Emery to pop one there. Caleb Cole calling for it. Skylar Carter did get the read on that one. And I think that was more about comedic effect than a legitimate play on the ball there.
Those two have played together for
several teams. That teammate partnership there goes back to 2018. 2018. The Republic Ford Lincoln Raptors back in the day.
Orange and black.
Yeah, that was a team that started off 0-2 and then found it, went on a bit of a tear, ended up winning the Howard Bell Trophy.
Justin Skinner.
Yeah, that was number 2, sort of the meat in the sandwich on the way to back GRBL championships. The Tom Emanski hat trick.
Yes. Guess what, Jay Skinner? You're not the only one.
You've got the quad now, Justin Loudon. So you and Daniel England and Skylar Carter have all got quads. Skylar's got his name on the bell 5 times. So
does Dan England.
So Dan, that is presently the league record for championships.
And Murphy has 4.
Murphy has 4. You've got 4.
Tyler Rusk has 3.
Yes, he does.
Been in the league 3 years.
And then Ben Hammett's got a few. Austin Kendrick pulls one to the second baseman. 2 hops for Caleb Cole, and Kendrick is retired, 2 away.
How many does AK have?
1.
Was it 2020? Is that it?
I believe so, unless he was with Grip and Rip Black. Hang on, let me go to the scouting report. I'll tell you. He may have one with GRBL Black. I think that's the case.
I think you're right, because he was on there with Tony.
Yes, he was. He was not a player manager his first year, and then he became a manager in 17. So 2 championships for Austin Kendrick. Apologies there. Got a lot of guys with 2.
Yes. How many's Tony got?
Tony has 1. GRBL Black.
That's it?
That's it.
Season 1. You know, we were actually talking about that and the championships and stuff, and King Owens has been in the league all 10 years.
Has
and
never tasted it.
Yeah. And, you know, you got some of those guys. It's, you know, Caleb Cole's won a couple. Just trying to think of. Tyler Jones has got a couple.
Yeah, TJ had a real knack in the early stages of his career as this is popped. Again, what an inning for Caleb Cole.
All 3 outs, didn't he?
My goodness, yes he did. 2 flyouts and 1 assist, but
let your teammates play. Ball hog.
He's got range and he's got to show it. He's trying to get inducted twice, I think, at this point. But they've still got a lot to play for. It just goes to show you, right? You can win a title.
Yeah.
You can be in the Hall of Fame, and you can still stay hungry, man. That's Caleb Cole. 7-6. We got a good one. We will head to the 9th inning. It's next, right after this.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Seems Bill's up the creek without a paddle. That's not funny. And while he really wants a new boat, at Central Bank, we're helping Bill plan for what's most important. Like retiring early and fishing whenever he wants. Hey, Bill, try it again.
Fine.
Hope a new boat's part of this plan.
Dream bigger, Bill. We're thinking about a cabin, too.
Now that's a plan.
Did you know that Conoco gas has 3 times more detergent additive than the minimum required by the EPA? And 30% more than the top-tier detergent gasoline standard, recommended by major car manufacturers. Other alternatives contain unwanted deposits that can build up on fuel injectors and intake valves, robbing your engine of performance. More quality in every drop. Only at your local Rapid Roberts.
commercial-free ninth inning presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Last gasp for the Nixa Suckers. Here in the top of the ninth, it'll be Zach Young, Landon Clark, Jamar Avery Hart. 7-6 score. Mountain Ducks in front, riding with Josh Engler. And showing some signs of fatigue, but he is gamely hanging on, trying to will the Mountain Ducks to a dub.
You know, and I like to talk stuff into existence. Zach Young could tie this game up with one swing of the bat.
Yes, we are in. It is that kind of territory. Young's thinking about a fastball over the middle. Instead, he's going to pull a slider to the third baseman. Lewis up with it, throw across. Brought Kendrick off the bag, but he applies the tag. That was a lot of force, mass times acceleration meeting there.
Tony is upset with himself on the throw.
Yes, he is. One away.
Because he knows that collision would have been bad. That's the ones you see on Monday Night Countdown. Hit stick. Landon Clark.
Yeah, sponsored by Elevate Athletics. Checked it.
He's like, nope.
Well, I think Creed Smiley said something like, did you go? And Landon said no, and yeah, now they're going to appeal, and Brian Lozano has to say no, and we do the whole song and dance.
Landon's like, told ya.
Edward Browning thinking to himself, I can't believe I even entertained that. Engler hops off the mound after a bouncer touches the chest. Just held on to that one too long. It's 2-0. So this has become a test of endurance for Josh Engler and the Mountain Ducks, clinging to what is now a one-run advantage. I'm sure they liked it a lot more after the sixth.
Oh, he's upset.
Yeah, catching the throwback barehanded. That is vintage Engler right there. 3-0 pitch to Clark, and he walked him.
Oh, no, strike.
Oh, no, he did not. Okay. I stand corrected. 3-1.
Outside corner. Engler's talking to the baseball.
Yeah, that's also vintage Engler right there. We've seen that one before. Telling it to be great, and that time he did walk him.
Here's the bare hand.
Fast. Oh, he caught that one in the glove. It's inside. Tell you what, Josh is sometimes as fun to watch off the ball as he is on the ball, isn't he?
He is.
They're going to pinch hit Jake Uber here.
Should be in Jamar's place.
Yes, that is the case. So Jake Uber, limited appearances, hitting 200 with an RBI. He's also drawn a walk and been hit by a pitch, and has scored 4 runs. If he can get on, that's a dangerous guy on the bases, because he runs fast, he runs hard, and he runs smart.
I know you guys can't hear that at home, but the crowd out there is a little...
Hey, everybody's kind of woken up. This one was a little bit of a late afternoon snoozer, but it has come alive. Runner goes. Clark is going to try to steal second. It was a great throw from Smiley, and they got him. Brett Gallion, that's a play not a lot of guys make.
Yeah.
Not loving that?
No,
the reach back?
I think his hand was in there.
Well, caught stealing is the call. That's what we're going with. 2 away. Now nobody on for Uber. Suckers are down to their last out. Still, one swing of the bat's all it takes.
Yep. Engler's chit-chatting. He's not happy.
He's fallen behind here. And Uber's going to keep it on his shoulder here, 3-0. As there is a slide first. One of the most exuberant strike one calls I think I've ever seen.
He's just gotta.
And you know, that's all fun, but that's not going to help Josh get borderline calls like that.
He just called that a strike.
Yes, he did.
As he was halfway down the line.
Yeah, more than that, about 2/3, and he had already tossed the bat. So Uber's going to hustle back.
I think he said, I'm sorry, I didn't know you did that.
Yep.
Full count. Slider?
Why not? Payoff pitch. That was ball 4, and the inning continues. So now game tying run is on. The go ahead is coming up to bat here, Arturo Lindo. So Arturo 0 for 3 on the day, 3 ground outs to the second baseman Brett Gallion. So look alive here, Brett.
Ball's coming to you.
He's going to try to hit it over Gallion here, I think. Looks at a slider for a called strike.
It's getting to that time of day where the
the
shadows.
shadow creep.
Yep.
But Engler is still out in the sunlight. Can make the slider hard to pick up.
Oh.
No, instead Lindo pokes it through the other way. And the Suckers not done yet. A single for Arturo Lindo moves the tying run into scoring position. And a golden opportunity for the number 10 guy in the order, Ricky Gooding Jr. Suckers working hard with the bottom half of this order. And Gooding, look.
I'll tell you right now, you
a
get it up
walk
to
is
the
as
top.
good as a hit here. You got to get it to the top where you've got the GRBL's all-time leading hitter waiting on the on-deck circle. So 2 away, 2 on. First pitch to Gooding. He took a daddy hack at that for strike 1. Ricky Gooding, sponsored by the Blue Hens Flea Market and Auction House, Bolivar, Missouri. Back in we go. It is crunch time. Josh Engler just trying to get out of this thing. Called Steerike there. It is 0-2. Engler.
I don't think you mess around with him. I think he's going to go fastball up and just try to get him to chase maybe. And if he doesn't, then you're 1-2, and then you come back with your slider. Vintage Josh Engler right here.
Gas. No. Missed it low. So we'll do a 1-2. Ball game on the line. 7-6 the score.
Slider.
Engler, and now time is called. It will be Gooding's time, I believe.
Even in this last 30 seconds, that shadow's kind of moved even a little bit more.
Yeah. Comes on you quick at Metter. Runner Uber is dancing, trying to get in Josh Engler's skull, and it might have worked there as he missed down and away. That evens the count.
So
Ducks asked about the swing again. Credit him for trying. Nonetheless, it's deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on. Engler from the belt. That misses low, and it's a full house. So Ricky Gooding, excellent plate discipline, battling back from 0-2. Just trying to extend the inning for the Suckers.
Fastball.
Here it comes. No, they went with the breaking pitch. And he walked him. And so now, tying run 90 feet away, the go-ahead standing on second base. And the guy with more hits than anybody else in the history of Grip and Rip baseball is striding to the plate. Skylar Carter, sponsored by the Vineyard Market in Ozark, Missouri, out of Evangel University. He was the league's first ever MVP award winner. It's been a Hall of Fame career ever since. Skylar Carter is 1 for 4 today. The last plate appearance was an infield single in the 8th, and here we go. This is 2 of the GRBL's all-time greats going at it with a game on the line. First offering to Carter is a ball high.
And you know, Carter's one of those guys that he's got a lot of great plate discipline. So a walk he knows is going to get the tying run in. So obviously he's going to be very picky.
Swings at this one. It is chopped to the first baseman, Kendrick, who had a foot on the bag. And the Mountain Ducks survive 7-6. They defeat the Nixa Suckers. Somebody had to win, somebody had to lose. That's just the way the baseball falls sometimes.
And you know, that's the reason we play the game right there. You're down 4-0 going into the 6th inning, and you hit a big spot. I mean, you get 6 runs, and
they did it with the bottom of the order, which is pretty impressive in my book. Man, Elite Promotions, Elite Performer of the game in this one.
Creed Smiley?
what was his line?
Knocked in 3 runs.
Yeah, and he caught a good game. Could go with Creed. I was thinking about Creed, and I was also thinking about Josh Engler, just because he had to swim through some shark-infested waters there to survive it at the end.
Co-players.
Let's split it.
Split it.
When in doubt, cop out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the motto in the broadcast booth. That's what we're doing. 2 players of the game, 2 elite promotions, elite performers, Josh Engler and Creed Smiley for the Mountain Ducks. We will mention for Engler, 5 innings, gave up a couple of earned runs, had 3 strikeouts. Yeah, that 9th inning was certainly a hot mess of baseball scoring, but he got out of it, and that's the bottom line. The Mountain Ducks came away with the win on the first time in a long time. Josh Engler has gone 5. So Josh Engler and Creed Smiley, your elite promotions, elite performers of the game. Josh's offensive line was pretty good today. 1 for 4 with an RBI single in the 6th. You know, that'll do. Creed Smiley with 3 ribbies. I feel good about copping out.
Yeah,
in this
no,
case,
absolutely.
So.
You got Creed Smiley got that big hit, gave him a nice cushion. So my bet is that you're going to get another little visitor up here.
Yeah, I'm going to get a return from Bentley, man. Hey, that's going to be pretty cool and exciting. So standings-wise, the Mountain Ducks move to 3-2. The Suckers fall to 2-3. We've got the Branson Showmen, of course, at 3-1, waiting in the wings, set to play the Republic Locos. So, in the event that the Locos beat the Showmen, and I'm just saying hypothetical here, Justin, that would put the Mountain Ducks in first place, my friend.
Well, hopefully we can get busy and take care of business, and that don't happen.
In the GRBL North Division, meanwhile, it's the Mavericks up 4-1. Locos win would pull them within a game, but no matter what happens, the Mavericks are going to go home tonight, first place in the GRBL North. So stick around, a lot to play for on baseball night in the Ozarks. We'll do some more post-game coverage when we come back. We are going to bid farewell to Justin Loudon. Thank you so much for continuing your broadcasting career with us, but now you've got to go continue your playing career. Good luck tonight.
I really wish his sun would go down, because I don't like being in right field with that sun.
Well, we'll see you in a few, and yes, you are starting in right field. So
absolutely.
Get out there, my friend.
Thank you.
That is Justin Loudon. We will step aside, come back, talk things over with some of the Mountain Ducks, as they are 7-6 winners, hanging on behind a 5-inning pitching effort from Josh Engler and a big 3 RBI base hit from Creed Smiley that came in a 6-run 6th inning. It came at the right time. That's what we can say for that one. Back with more in a moment. Thanks so much for watching Grip and Rip Baseball. We'll talk things over with Josh and Creed on the other side of this break.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
I need to change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8. Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
The Fuel Forward app is a go. Fuel Forward provides quick and secure payments and everyday savings on fuel at your local Rapid Roberts to keep you moving forward. Download today and save up to 20 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Then save 5 cents per gallon every fill-up after that. Driving just got a whole lot better thanks to the Fuel Forward app at your local Rapid Roberts.
Take a breath. Here's your Be Well moment with Burl Behavioral Health.
You're invited to pause and feel connected. Let's practice by taking a deep breath in and an exhale out, and start to notice the space around you. What can you see that is a reminder of your connection with others? Maybe it's a drawing created by a child, a music playlist put together with a friend, a beloved pet basking in the sun. If we look closely, there's evidence of our connection to others all around us.
For more wellness, visit BeWellCommunity.org.
Elite Promotions is a family-owned company dedicated to providing effective, efficient, and quality promotional products to organizations just like yours. Elite Promotions will make it simple for you and quickly find the products that will give you a reason to use Elite. Elite Promotions is the official outfitter of the Grip and Rip Baseball League, dressing all 6 teams in the jerseys you see on the field and all of our official fan apparel. Be on the cutting edge. Be Elite. Elite Promotions, ElitePromo.com.
Rantzberger back with you live at Meadow Park in Springfield, Missouri, where the Ozark Mountain Ducks are winners 7-6. They come back 6 runs in the 6th inning, and then they hung on to survive a tricky 9th. 7-6 your final score. Mountain Ducks defeat the Nixa Suckers. Ozark improves to 3-2. Suckers fall to 2-3. We welcome in one of our Elite Promotions, Elite Performers of the game, Josh Engler. And Josh, we were talking off mic there. I mean, you said it. You kind of feel the tension mounting, maybe even the frustrations mounting. You guys left runners in scoring position in 3 of the first 4 innings of this ball game, and then you finally broke through in the 6th. That had to have been just an immense feeling of relief and probably some other emotions.
For sure, yeah. No, we've it's kind of been the story of the last 3 games for us. You know, we've been able to get people on base, whether they're walking or having good at bats or getting up, poking one through, but we just haven't been able to get them around. So we've got great lineup. Guys are Scribner's putting great swings on the ball. Everybody is. We're just trying to get it all running together is the challenge. So
speaking of good swings, saw you have one in the 6th. That was scored as a single and an RBI. That at the time cut the deficit to 4-2. But
yep.
You know, what was the thinking there?
You know, I feel like compared to the old ballpark, you can pick up the ball a lot better. But I have to agree with Tony and and Austin. We were talking in the dugout. There's a big advantage for us pitchers. We can go back out there and just hop on the wheel pretty quick. But to go up there and, I mean, this year you've got Trey throwing 95 to 98, and it's just tough to adjust in the batter's box. Other people who hit most of their lives, maybe not, but for us POs, it's tough.
Well,
those outside strikes are a long ways out there.
Let's bring on your catching counterpart, Creed Smiley, here, and you had a big 3 RBI base hit in the 6th, and for the record, that was indeed scored as a hit. So, sure, if you didn't know that already, I'm sure that's good news for you. But
it's great news.
I mean, what did that 6th inning? You know, Creed, what do you think that says for this team and its mental toughness? I mean, a lot of teams falling down 4-0. Early, on a hot day, you could have folded your tents right there, but did not.
Right.
So what does it say for this group to be able to battle back? You know, what was the dialogue like through those middle innings for you guys?
I mean, we definitely had some tough innings for sure. I mean, we've had some tough games here lately too. But I think it just goes to show that we don't ever back down. That's the best way to honestly word it right there is we always just keep trucking, and, you know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, hey, we got next weekend, but we always try to stay positive on it.
We've got a good group of guys, a pretty good baseball IQ, a lot of experience, and we got a good dugout, which helps. Everybody's generally pretty with it, and, you know, we're right there. Everybody's good ball players. We just got to put them together, so.
So, Josh, we saw you go into some deep waters in terms of the amount of innings pitched today. First time since 2023 that you have a 5-inning outing, and you were not swimming with fish. You were in there with the sharks today, my friend.
Yep.
So, as that outing goes on, you're trying to go through the Nixa Suckers 2, and for some of them a 3rd time. What does that do to you mentally, psychologically?
You know, it's always a lot of fun at bats. You know, at least when your off speeds are kind of working and you can play with them a little bit because you got to. I mean, their lineup is stacked from, you know, their first 5 hitters are all bang, bang, bang. You have to hit your spots. You can't leave a little hanger over the middle or anything. You got to be able to work them, and you know, it makes it fun, but it's a big challenge for sure.
I think Creed, I know that's the most Josh Engler you've seen in a while, and you know he throws several variants of the slider. So you know, how about the job by Creed, and then adjusting to your style of play?
Yeah, no, it's been great. He's right along the history of catchers, I guess, for me in the league. You know, I've been lucky to land a lot of really good ones. I had Spitz for a while, and Foxy, and then now Creed. you know, I don't have to worry about somebody stealing a bag on me very often. So it's good to have him back there, and he's got a lot of experience too. So
did you say anything, Creed, during any of those later in the game mound visits, or were you just letting Austin Kendrick talk?
Honestly, I mean, I definitely talked a little bit, making sure that he wasn't getting all hyped up, you know, kind of in the negative way. Making sure he wasn't in his head a whole lot. Just trying to keep him calm, and we were just trying to figure out some game situations just in case things got tough. And I think it worked out.
Saw the 88-mile-per-hour holy smokes fastball came out as well at
89.
one point. Yeah, that was.
It said 89 up there.
That thing was hot. Not sure how Creed felt about it, but it was impressive on the gun nonetheless. And we definitely saw you. We noticed, Josh, that you looked back at the gun. So we saw that, pal.
It might not have hit the mitt, but at least it got up there, you know.
Hey, I was there for it.
It was a setup pitch.
That's right.
So, you know, what is overall, you know, you guys 3-2 heading into next week, and, you know, every game is of course important at this phase, but every game's divisional for you guys now. You get the Showman next week at high noon. Thoughts going into that matchup and facing another team that's hard to make outs on.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a game. It's going to be a very tough game. They're not going to make it easy on us whatsoever. But we're going to come in guns blazing and ready to play some baseball.
Yep. Yeah, no, they're going to be a challenge big time. Have to go crank up the speed at the D-Bats facility to try to gear up for Trey a little bit. But, you know, that's the beauty and the downside of the grip and rip. We only have to face them for 5 innings, so if we can capitalize on the other half, I think we'll be in the chips. So.
Well, Creed, I know you're glad you came out, but Josh, are you glad you came back?
I am. No, it's been great to get back out here and play again. Good teammates. Just fun to play baseball again, and I think I'm going to end up stepping into that 5-inning role with Cole being out a little bit for us. So we'll see how it goes. I got a little tired there towards the end, so I might have to do a little running this week.
You'll be a week smarter. I mean, you remember exactly what it's like now, so you got to taste it. So almost didn't recognize your son Bentley Krieg. He's got the shirt on. You know, he was shirtless for the last time he came up to visit us in the press box.
Yep.
So he was shirtless for some of the game, I can tell you that. But are you able to actually hear him when he's? Because it seems like Bentley doesn't always pay attention, but when Creed Smiley is batting, man, he's locked in.
He's definitely my #1 fan, and I can for sure hear him when I'm going up. So
well, don't take this the wrong way. He's arguably more fun to watch than you are, and I mean that in the most wholesome sense. Man.
I don't blame you whatsoever. Sometimes I catch myself watching it instead of the game. So
it's a hoots. We'll see more of you, more of Bentley, and more of the Ozark Mountain Ducks next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. Until then, we will let you guys go. 7-6, the final score. Mountain Ducks hang on and beat the Nixa Suckers. 5 innings for Josh Engler today. A touchdown in the 6th that included a big 3 RBI base hit from that man, Creed Smiley. So we will step aside, shut down this stream, come back to bring you Baseball Night in the Ozarks right here on the channel. Republic Locos and Branson Showman are next. For all of us here at the GRBL, for my partner Justin Loudon, for our director Siler Bartlemy, and for our executive producers Tony Lewis and Harrison Waters, my name's Rance Berger. Good afternoon to all of you from Meadow Park right here in Springfield, Missouri.